Curious to hear from
Yeah.
him.
How's he doing, man?
How's he doing?
What happened?
I mean, Jenks,
How are those clubs doing?
Yeah.
what's going on with you? I mean, I'm hearing too many disturbing things. I'm losing faith in you, brother.
Yeah, well, what happened, Howard, was I went away for a while.
What do you mean you went away?
Here's the story. Captain Jenks
Gary
has
knows the whole story.
Well, let me first just update people because they might not know what they're doing. Captain Jenks, of course, is the phony phone call guy. You know, we like him and all that. He's been making phony phone calls for years, and we play him here on the show. Then he started a little business where he'd show up at these bars
And he's been doing it for years.
and do like Howard Stern Trivia Night and all these things. So
Around Philly.
he would sign contracts with these bars. Next thing I know, the guy has stiffed about 20 bars, I don't know, 10 bars, I don't know how many.
Is something going on in his life now? Because he's been doing this for a long time, and we never heard anything bad.
So we started.
And then all of a
Yes, Rob.
sudden...
We started to get a lot of letters from bars saying that Captain Jenks was guaranteeing them mentions and guaranteeing them that he's going to show up and do a trivia night, and then they'd give him money, and then he wouldn't show up.
Right, somehow he was getting paid up front.
And I refused to believe it, but now I do believe it because I've seen too much evidence against Captain Jenks
Really?
and gotten too many
You've
letters.
seen the evidence.
Yeah, Jenks. I mean, really. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, pal, but that's
Well, what
not cool.
happened, Howard, was it was basically a situation where, I was chugging along. I mean, but I also had addiction problems.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, basically what happened, it came down to, first of all...
What are you addicted to? You have no money.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
Well, you have to understand something, Howard. There's no... I have my preference, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't about preference. If you have an addiction problem...
Jenks, you're being very cryptic. What are you addicted to?
Well, my preference was prescription painkillers.
Okay.
All right? But if you're an addict to everything. You can't just stop one or the other. You got to stop it all.
Right. So what were you doing?
I was doing prescription painkillers.
Okay. But you said you were doing it all. So what else were you doing?
Well, prescription painkillers, drinking, stuff like that.
What, Jax, I remember a few years ago you called the show and you'd said you had just taken an Oxycontin and you wondered if I ever did because it made you feel incredible.
Exactly.
Do you remember saying that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Did it start before then or after that? Because it made it sound like you just took one and were high.
It was going on for a while.
Uh-huh. And is that what you were...
Obviously, that type of lifestyle will catch up with you. And what was happening was then my car went, and, I mean, rent gets, not paid and this and that.
Well, that's like, Chris Rock told Howard, if Artie's really fucked up, if you fire him, he'll be broke in 3 months.
Right.
But so what were you buying, man? You were buying Vicodins and Oxys and all that shit?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I don't understand. You're saying now that you got so strung out you couldn't pay. You were buying so many pills you couldn't pay your rent.
Couldn't pay my rent. I'm just saying.
Did you lose your job?
Everything's gone. Today's the last place that I'm in my house. As of
You
today.
mean you can't? Wait a second. You can't be on Oxycontin and work at a gas station?
Well, you can't be an addict and continue. It has to stop.
Here's what happened, Howard. All that shit, that's all heroin. It's just in pill form. It's
Right.
opiate.
Exactly.
So you get addicted to it like you get addicted to heroin. That's how
But
I
you
started.
think you'd be able to keep a garage job.
But what happens is, in other words, first you need 10 to get high. Then you need 20. Then
Right.
without 20, you're not even high. You're sick.
Right.
You're in withdrawal. So then you need 25 just to feel normal.
Right.
And then you want to be high again because you're an addict. So then there's no stopping it. So you'll start stealing from everywhere.
Right.
And
Artie understands perfectly.
so first you got to go through withdrawals, and then you got to go to detox. Did you get Subutex, or is that too expensive for you? That's probably too expensive for you.
Well, see, that's the thing.
So wait a second. I don't mean to keep interrupting, but let me stay on topic here. So how did you get into this whole thing with stiffing all these bars? Like, why didn't you just show up and do the bar appearance and get more money?
Well, the first thing that goes is my car.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you
I
can't
just
get
have a
to
car.
her.
So what I tried to do was rent a car every week, so that I could at least get to the appearances. And by doing that, that's opens up a whole nother can of worms. Whereas, you got to pay a lot of money to rent a car for a week.
I could paint an exact picture of what he was doing. Probably you know, because what happens is when you feel all right, you make plans. You know,
Right.
I'll be there, I'll be there. And then, I don't know, this is the genius part of this. I don't know how in the fuck he got these bars to pay him in advance. I mean, I do stand-up and, you know.
You have to wait.
Yeah, you know, with the most legit people, and they don't want to send you something in advance. So I don't know. That's the genius part. But anyway, he somehow gets them to send him money. Then he blows it with pills, and then when the time comes to do the gig, he's strung out or he can't make it.
It shows you what a bright guy he is, that he can get this business going and get money in advance, but he doesn't want to apply it to work. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the bottom line, what it came to is, you know, I mean, nobody really knew. I didn't tell anybody. But what it came down to is I finally did go to people that were in my life that were, you know, family, close friends, explain the situation, and basically what happened was it was like an intervention, and I went away to rehab.
Now, do you owe Steve Langford an apology?
No, he's still mad at Steve.
Why? Steve was telling the truth.
Yeah, but, you know, look, you don't want the truth to be known.
No, the thing with Steve was, the whole Steve thing was, it was a catalyst. I mean, it initially turned out that I missed one or two. But then it got worse as the result went on because, you know,
Jenks, you're still in a bit of a denial. I mean,
no, because I'm saying I couldn't get bookings.
Well,
that's not true
good.
because you had Jenks. I know because we saw like 8 or 9 people before you went to rehab that were bookings that you didn't show up to, and I can't believe. So you got those bookings and you didn't make it there.
Right. Yeah. So Jenks.
Right, but,
so here's the question. So now you're telling me you're homeless?
Yeah, Howard.
Yeah.
Jenks is getting out today, right?
No, I'm homeless, but I'm sober.
He's getting out today, but he has nowhere to go. He lost the place that he was living, and he was telling me for whatever reasons he can't go live with his parents, so he's probably going to end up in one of those sober houses.
How come you can't live with your parents?
Well, you know, Howard, they're not in the best of health, and they're retired, and you know, I mean, it's not a situation where it's not an option.
How do you have money for a sober house?
You don't have money for that. I mean, you just got to do what you got to do to make it. I know I'm going to go to meetings today.
But how do you go to a sober house if you don't have money to pay for a sober house?
You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean?
We don't know what you're saying.
He doesn't have to pay for it.
He does not know. I spoke to him earlier this morning. He doesn't know where he will be sleeping tonight. Is that right, Jenks?
That's correct.
But initially, I don't think you have to pay for a sober house initially.
Right. You got to do your best.
Where are you right now?
Well, this is my last morning here.
Oh man.
So
that's rough.
I don't even have any heat in my house. I mean, you know.
Can't he move into your screening room, Gary, with the bar and the?
Right. If you move one of the stools, could Jenks be one of the stools?
So Jenks, you got to go get a job.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Well, where's he going to work though? I mean, he's got you know, like a bad reputation. He can't get a recommendation now.
Which is why he might be mad at Steve Langford. But anyway,
I just want to ask James a question. We figured out that there's like 8 or 9 appearances that you didn't show up to. So where did that money go to your habit, or where did that money go to?
Well, renting cars. I was chugging along, and like I told you, Gary.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. You were making enough money where in the past you were making a profit. So now you got that money and you go to the appearances. How did you lose it all?
Oh, it all goes to the pills, sure.
He says he was chugging along, but he was chugging along stiffing people.
Yeah,
right.
He'd start doing nasty shit. Hey, where would you get the pills? From a dealer? Would you try to scam like pharmacy shit? Like how would you get the pills?
I never scammed a pharmacy, but you can get anything off the street, Artie.
Yeah, but how much were you paying for it?
It gets expensive.
How much is one Oxycontin?
Well, I mean, on the street, you can get it for something like $20, $30, $40.
$40 a pill.
A pill, yeah.
Wow.
So
those
if you
are
need 10 pills, that's one appearance.
See, that's the thing. That's why people graduate. See, I never graduated to heroin, but that probably, my therapist at the rehabilitation center said that would have been my next step.
Yeah, but that probably would have been a good move for you.
Yeah, actually, that makes sense to go on heroin.
Better for your liver.
Economically, it's a good idea.
What? And now, for like were you taking 30 milligram Oxycontins?
80s.
Oh my God! And so you would need 10 80s a day type of thing?
Something like 6.
Yeah. Wow, 80 milligrams. That's 400 milligrams.
But the bottom line is here.
Did you ever resort to like blowing guys to get money?
No, never happened.
Good.
All right.
But the bottom
right
line
size
is here is that I just wanted to, I clean myself up and sober up. And what I'm doing now is just trying to get myself back on my feet.
All right, good.
And I want everybody to know that I had appearances with. I'll do the appearances. I'll do whatever I got to do to make it up.
You will honor your appearances.
It was never my intention to not show up.
You're a good man, Jenks. I'm pulling for you.
I'm just doing my best to get everything back on my feet again.
Yeah,
all right.
All right. Prescription pills are bad shit.
It's just I go to meetings all the time and stuff like that. And
well, I had no idea you were struggling with this, but I am very, very.
Nobody did.
I'm very, very happy to hear from you because I was worried about you, and I'm glad that you're straightening out your life. All right.
Thanks.
Jenks, I may have
Keep it on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, Jenks, I may have to call a station and say that you're dead and see if they'll report it, like you did with me, because now it looks like you have the same problem, don't you?
They have the death pull on me.
Jenks is a good guy.
I can relate what you were going through by listening to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you for relating to it back then by calling a news station and saying I'm dead.
I never did that.
It sounds to me like Jenks has hit rock bottom.
Exactly.
This is what they call it, Howard. Yes, when you've lost everything, that's a bottom.
No. Blowing a guy, that's going to be rock bottom. And he says he hasn't done that.
With Jenks, now he's going to be on the comeback trail. I hope when he hits the heights again, when he's on top like he used to be. When
Doesn't
he was working,
need to celebrate.
When he was working at the gas station and making these bar appearances, I hope when he hits the heights again, he doesn't let this get to his head.
Because remember,
there was never a gas station.
What?
Oh, really?
What did you do?
See, well, the thing is any place that I worked didn't want me to come out and say that, who I was.
Right.
Oh.
So they say if you it would be a situation where if you ever say where you work on the show, then you're going to lose your job by the next day.
Oh, so you didn't work it again.
So I would say that just so that I wouldn't, lose my job.
So
what was your profession?
Well, I basically did any jobs that were around.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, but you're indicating that you were employed steadily by someone because they got mad at you. Who was that person?
I mean,
no.
What,
I just
what type of were you a school principal? What was your real occupation?
Actually, at one time I worked for I don't even know if I should say this. I worked for U.S. Healthcare.
Oh.
And I was basically told if you ever say I was called into the office of like the president of the company, and I didn't know why. And he said, if you ever say where you work, then that's it.
I'll tell you how brilliant this guy is. You see, here's a guy.
He won't tell us what he does. He still hasn't done.
He worked for the CIA, obviously. One of the things that is the reason I got to tell you how brilliant this guy is. Here's a guy that used to, he'd get through to every major news organization and make these phony phone calls. He was the night Bob Hope died. Who was on CNN as his longtime writer?
Oh, I love that call.
Captain Jenks. That's one of his best. And it shows you he's a genius. I've said for years. Once in a while, you meet like flim-flam guys who scheme. They can never have a straight job. If
and they're brilliant.
They're brilliant. Criminal mind. Now, I'm not saying that Jenks is a criminal. But he's one of these guys. He's so brilliant with these phony phone calls and things. And
the way he would set it up, sometimes he'd have multiple phone calls, all kinds of things.
And I got to figure there's a place for this guy if he could just straighten his life out because he's a bright guy.
There is a place. It's called the Sober House.
Well, all right. Well, you know what I mean. After the
really
Sober
would
House.
love to know what he did, like what kind of skills he has, but he won't.
What kind of what?
No skills.
Skills.
He doesn't have any skills.
You thought his skills are phony phone calls. He's a con man. Hey, Jenks, did you go through withdrawals on your own? You just got through it on your own?
Yeah, well, when you go through rehab, what they do is they kind of wean you off over the day.
Oh, so you had medication.
Process.
Yeah, he had medication.
And I've even considered methadone clinics and stuff like that. But then you also have to figure if you do that, then you're just substituting one drug for another.
No, you get addicted to methadone.
Right. So I'm trying to do it just with nothing at all, and just go to the meetings, and the meetings help.
I'll tell you what, Jenks, to get you back on your feet, I'm going to give you $500 cash courtesy of Sex Drive on DVD. It's ruder, cruder, and nuder.
Then what?
Than anything.
Oh.
Own the unrated cream-filled edition of Sex Drive on DVD and Blu-ray tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I've seen Sex Drive. It's a funny movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, I watched it. And the and the unrated version is real good because just in the middle of the movie, they just have naked chicks walking around. Like you'll be in the middle of a scene.
It doesn't have anything to do with the scene?
Nothing. and just all of a sudden, there's a naked girl waving.
Just they cut it in.
I love that.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like if they put Spider-Man in every movie just so you could say hi to you. Anyway, okay, Captain Jenks, there's $500 for you.
I appreciate that.
All right, you're welcome. And
if I had an address for you to send it to, that'd be great.
Well, we'll figure out a way to get it to you.
Yeah, I know. I could, have it sent to my family or something.
All right, hold on.
He would appreciate a wire.
So Gary, are you surprised by Captain Jenks' revelation today that he's been on drugs?
No, I knew there was something wrong when I spoke to him like 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe like a month ago. I told Howard he's all agitated and was just acting weird, and I thought there was something wrong with him then. I didn't know it was drugs, but I had a suspicion that it might be.
Now, are there going to be any repercussions because, he's using the Howard Stern Show's name by getting these gigs?
Well,
is Howard going to cut him off or anything?
But we don't have him on in the sense that, like, he doesn't even get to come on the show and plug.
True.
He hasn't plugged anything on the show in over 2 years, so, he sort of does his own thing. I'm not happy about the fact because I think that people who work hard and have a business shouldn't lose money to a guy who's doing it in the name of the show, but I really have no real control over him, so he'll have to regain everybody's trust and see if he can go back to doing it again. But, we'll probably have him back on the show, have him in, and he can explain exactly what was going on, and then Howard could decide what to do from there.
Listen, we're reporting the story, but the Stern Show was initially contacted by bar owners. We then got contacted by a lot of bar owners. And the story is really in response to all these people who claim that they were hoodwinked and that Captain Jenks took the money and did not show up for these appearances. Now, as you remember, a month and a half ago, Captain Jenks was on the air on the Stern Show saying, Langford's lying. This isn't true. How dare he? Well, again, if we go in that studio with a news story, it's solid. You can bank on it.
You had your facts. Yes,
we don't go in there unless we have our facts.
Lisa G., speaking of her, here she is with some headlines, and then I have to get to about a million things.
Howard 100 News spoke to Sam Simon over the break, who was with Artie Lange in Las Vegas on a taping of Sam's new TV show for the Playboy channel called Sam's Game.
I fit a lot of Vegas into 40 hours.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
did you
I didn't fall off the wagon.
No,
but
no drinking.
I shacked up with a broad and I gambled quite a bit.
Did you
now,
drink?
Is this a paid girl?
No. This is actually a girl. Well, it's a girl who used to be paid.
She doesn't charge you anymore?
I'll tell
she sees a future with you?
I might be falling in love with a hooker.
Is that true?
I really do enjoy this girl's company. But
wow. You know what? I'm going to tell you something.
She's a real person.
I'm going to tell you something.
A lot of people think whores aren't real people.
Can I tell you something? I know a couple of very famous people. I've heard about this.
Yeah.
And I've met them. Who have gorgeous wives.
Right.
Who supposedly they were call girls. And and girls that you would high priced.
I know
escort.
I know a couple of names of celebrities that would blow your mind.
Yeah,
chicks.
You too, right?
Really?
No, girls who work call girls. I don't know if they're married.
You're right.
They're celebrities in their own right now.
Right. And what I'm telling you is, I know of guys who are famous who have hot wives.
Right.
They married their call girl, their escort.
Right.
What they do is they sort of clean up their background. They don't ever mention it.
They get the police records.
Well, I fucked that over already.
Yeah, you fucked that. But the fact of the matter is, it's not the most unheard of thing.
I don't think it's happening. She has kids, and she lives in all the way across the country. But I do it. Listen,
but you want a family.
I care for this.
You
girl.
tell me you don't have to pay her at all. Did you give her gifts?
No,
do you ever say to her?
I don't have to do anything. No.
But do you end up giving her something anyway?
Not this time.
Right.
I was down money. But if I win money, I'll give her something. Like a dealer.
Right. A tip.
Like a blackjack
good luck
dealer.
tip.
No, I never cash anymore. That's a little gauche.
So you went to Vegas. You went out to Vegas. Sam Simon has a new TV show where he gambles, plays cards, and you sat at the table with Norm and a couple other guys.
Right. Okay. It was me. It was Norm. It was Dave Attell. It was Jeff Ross, and it was Playboy Playmates. I sat next to most of the time. I sat next to Brandy Roderick, who is
gorgeous,
the hottest chick I think I've ever seen in my life.
Now, what's she doing? Is she playing?
She's playing poker.
She can play.
So, but here's the funny thing about...
What does she wear when she plays poker?
She's wearing this, like, sequin-looking top and real tight black pants. And then they had all these I got 3 phone numbers of Playboy chicks who were serving us.
You mean...
Like bunnies?
And you were able to get their phone numbers?
Oh, yeah, texted them and everything. I got a gig.
He's a big star on the show.
I got a gig at the Hard Rock Cafe in Vegas, June 27th, and 3 of them are coming. It's a slam dunk.
Do you think, really? Do you think
It's
they're
a
interested in sex?
What do you mean?
I know. Well, a couple of them, it's a slam dunk.
Are these girls who appeared in Playboy magazine in the pages?
They're bunnies. They served us food. I don't know.
So they're
yeah, a
bunnies.
couple of them did.
But they were in the magazine.
Yeah.
That's high-level printing, yes.
I mean, you're talking, this one might be the hottest chick I've ever seen in my life, this girl from Michigan.
And you got her number, and maybe there's
Yeah. She's very sweet.
All right. So you go to the TV show taping. You play cards for what, charity?
And Ralph was there, too.
Ralph is there.
Okay, Ralph. So Ralph
was
I don't know.
at the table?
Look, I don't know I don't know the details, okay?
How does Ralph end up?
I was told that Sam flew Ralph out first class.
Wow.
Gave him, and now we stayed at the Palms, which is a beautiful hotel. The Palms has a brand new tower that is all just luxury. It's not,
not a casino.
You know, at the Hard Rock sometimes you could hear the casino going on all night.
Yeah.
This is for people who don't want to hear all that shit. So they put Norm and Attell and myself and Ralph up in these, huge suites. I had a view of the whole city. It was gorgeous.
Right.
And Ralph had a nice suite as well.
Ralph told me he had the same suite I had.
Wow.
And he got flown out there first class, and he was there all week. And he was playing in the game like it was celebrity. It was all comedians.
And Ralph.
Playboy, centerfolds, and Ralph was there. I mean,
Now, does Ralph sit at the table, and is he part of the taping of the TV show? So he is a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And he's billed as Ralph from the Howard Stern show?
He's billed as Ralph Sorrell. That's what I saw on my thing.
All right, okay.
So here's the funny thing about Sam. Now, we're playing on the Playboy channel.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a TV show. And all of us, like I said, exactly what you just said. It's for charity, right? Or whatever, or just for fun and stuff. Dave Attell thought that, too.
Sure.
So at the end of one round of play, I wasn't here for this round, Attell lost $1,000 or whatever.
Okay.
So at the end, some guy comes up to Attell and says, so, you owe Sam $1,000.
What?
Wait a minute. Are you serious?
You're doing Sam a favor.
You're doing his TV show.
Right, but if you lose money to him, he could lose money to you, and you could lose money to him. But Sam is billed as a professional poker player, as is Norm Macdonald.
Right.
So there would be an advantage there. And there's also professional. Jennifer Tilly played, too.
And she's a pro.
And her husband, Phil, this guy who's a pro.
You mean to tell me Dave loses $1,000 and they say you owe Sam $1,000?
It gets so much better.
Okay.
So the next day, now I'm playing with Attell, okay?
Yeah.
And Attell goes, did you know this isn't for charity? Like, I owe Sam $1,000. and I went, you know what? Knowing Sam, that doesn't surprise me, but I would have had to been told that it's for charity.
Yeah.
Because they give you $500 to start. Okay. That's your money.
Right.
And you also get paid $1,600 for being on the show.
Oh, okay. So Attell is working for nothing.
But Sam knows. the kind of people he's with. So, but like we told Norm and you, if you want more than $500, Sam will loan it to you.
Loan it to you.
Right, and then of course, if you lose.
What's the interest rate on that?
There's no interest rate, but if you lose more than what you borrowed, you owe him that money.
Well, if he is a supposed expert player,
he's a professional.
If he's a professional poker player, why would I want to go on his TV show, help him out,
and lose money to him,
and lose money to him?
Degenerate gambler.
Yeah, I guess so.
So this is what happened. So I said, "How much you giving me?" $500. I said, well, I need way more than that.
Sure.
I said, give me $5,000. So the guy immediately, like a loan shark, goes, absolutely. Sign Artie up for $5,000. He gives me $5,000 in chips. Now, the start of the TV show that has me and Attell and Norm at it, Sam opens the show by completely humiliating Attell and going, listen, on camera, Dave didn't know that he really owes me money, so Dave has to give me $1,000 and then we'll start. So now Attell on the TV show is taking out his wallet.
Dave doesn't have $1,000.
Well, Attell's got the money, but he says, thanks, Sam. Well, I don't know if we're going to do this on the air. So he takes the money out of his wallet. He gives the guy, Sam's producer / bitch, I don't know, gives the guy the money, and then Attell buys in for another $1,000. Me and Norm each buy in for $5,000.
Oh, my God.
So now here's the rub here that I get pissed off with. It's also a TV show.
Sure.
Okay, so now Sam, Norm, myself, and Attell are all at the table. Sam wants the show to be funny, okay?
Right.
So there's also 2 Playboy playmates there. So now who do you think the funny falls on there?
You.
Right, of course.
And
Me and
Attell.
Norm, right. But Sam and Norm are such like crazy card players. They're concentrating on the game.
They're not being funny.
Okay, so now me and Attell are looking at each other. Every time I started making jokes, you know, and like I would throw in like when I didn't really have a good hand to be funny and stuff, and I was doing shit that I thought would be entertaining.
Right.
But at the end, you lose money, and it's like, okay, you're being funny. Sam wasn't being funny.
Right. He was making money.
Right. He was making money, I guess. And then me and Norm started doing some stuff. We were trying to be funny.
Let me get to the bottom line for a
there's
second.
two different things going on here. There's a poker game for real money, or are we trying to entertain people? Because I can't concentrate on both things at the same time.
Absolutely not.
So,
well, why are you feeling all this pressure?
I started getting a little pissed off, and I started playing for real.
Okay.
I started really getting into it. So now at one point I was up 11 grand.
But you know what this is like? This is like being asked to do a guest starring role on, let's say, ER.
Right.
And then being charged a hospital bill. I mean, I never heard of a show like this. But although I have to hand it to Sam, it is a reality show. You're really playing for real.
It's like doing Letterman, and at the end of Letterman goes, listen, I'm a pro pool shooter. You want to shoot pool for me?
Right. Yeah, I mean, all right, so anyway, you start to play for real. So now I'm in the game now. But me and Attell, we're casual poker players. Me and Attell are now in a game with a Playboy Playmate who's hot as hell, which is very distracting. Now,
and three professional poker players.
Is the Playmate putting up her own money? Brandy Roderick has that kind of buy-in?
No, she just took the $500 from the game, and she would. You get $500.
Is Sam really going to take her money too?
I don't know if he did, but she didn't have any chips in front of her at the end of the night. But listen, if you only bet the $500, you don't lose anything.
Right.
I lost. We lost because I put an extra $5,000 in. Because I wanted to, play like a real thing. So now, I'm up $11,000.
Wow!
At the end of the first round. So if we stop there, that would have been it. But they take a dinner break and we do a second round.
Okay.
Now, they send me out into the fucking casino with, I'm like, fuck it. I started really gambling. I'm playing craps, and then so I go up to my room and I call this broad. And the producer of the show says, look, you got to come back down and do the second round because, like it's a TV show.
Right.
So I'm like, all right. So I go back down and I win the first couple of hands. And then me and Norm get involved with this hand. Now, Norm is a really good poker player. All right. And I've played poker with him for years, but I kind of know. Like, I'm not going to say he has a tell, but I kind of know when he's got a hand, I think. Because Norm is great at making an I don't give a shit face about everything.
Right.
So, it comes down between me and Norm and whatever you got. I mean, so many people know about poker now, but I had a pair of kings with like a queen high.
Okay.
That's all I had after the flop with everything in beginning. So me and Norm start gambling, and I can tell by the last card, the river card, that he doesn't have anything.
Right.
But so I bet a lot of money. He bets a lot of money, and then I go all in to end this one round with Norm. On the river, the last card, Norm gets a flush, an ace-side flush.
Wow.
Okay, so and it looks like he played it perfectly, and I'm like, oh, so I'm making jokes about it. Again, there's cameras all over you, like be funny or do something. So I lost probably all 11,000 on that hand.
Oh.
Wow.
I buy in for another 5. Okay. So we finish out the last couple hours, and I ended up down money. I ended up down like $8,000. I think Attell won money. Norm must have been up, and Sam was up money, I'm sure. But the second round, Jennifer Tilly stayed. Me and Jennifer Tilly did a movie together. So the whole time we're telling stories about the movie.
Well, can you leave the game? Let's say you're winning, and you say like a real poker game. I want to leave.
Not until
I want to take my money and go.
But what if you're losing and look, Brandy Roderick?
Then you can go out. In? They have people that just the first Playmate dropped out in 10 seconds.
Right.
She lost her money.
Okay.
And then Brandy sat down, so she was sitting right next to me. I keep ordering food from the waitresses. Like, there's a lot of distractions going on. So at the end of the game, Sam closes everything. Sam has a catchphrase, too, by the way.
What's his catchphrase?
I go, what's your catchphrase? He goes, watch, you'll love it. So Sam looks, that arrogant Sam, he looks at the camera and goes, okay, we had a big excitement here, a couple of big hands. I think Artie's down some money. This is Sam Simon. Remember, it's just a game.
Remember, it's just a game.
Because he's got all the money.
Right. So now here's the funny part. The producer comes up to me, the guy who's going to tell me how much I owe Sam now.
Right.
At the end of the night, and I'm aggravated. Sam's trying to close the show, and I just go in back of him every time and fuck it up going, I lost money to the guy who created the fucking Simpsons. I said, yeah, you got to kill me to get that money. I'm not fucking sending you this money. But I pay my debts, whatever.
What?
So I'm figuring out, I'm trying to count to figure out how much I'm down. But this guy who produces the show, he knows. He's keeping track. He knows everything. He comes up to me and real casually off camera says, listen, we did the math. Okay, listen. You owe Sam $8,010. But I'll tell you what. Let's call it $8,000.
Oh, isn't that nice?
He's going to throw in the 10.
He lets you go the 10?
$8,010. And then he goes, but I'll tell you what. Let's call it $8,000.
You know what? That's a mensch.
So now I leave the table. I owe Sam $8,000.
Right.
I go up to him, and Sam comes to me and goes, thank you so much for doing this. Because, look, we had a vacation. Vegas is fun.
Right.
But I had stand-up the weekend before and the weekend after vacation. I might have done something else.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And besides lose $8,000 to Sam.
There's a broad I'm kind of seeing. I might have went to, like, I don't know. I was thinking about
take her on vacation.
Oh, yeah, something like that. So I'm not seeing this bro. We're committed.
So what did you do? Did you write him a check for $8,000?
So I go up to Sam and I say, listen, it was great being here. He goes, thank you so much. It was a big favor. I know you're on vacation, blah, blah, blah. And I say, yeah, Sam, no, don't worry about it. You're welcome. I'm glad to do this for you. So where do I send the $8,000 I owe you?
So have you
and
paid
I thought
him yet?
maybe Sam was going to go, come on, it's a TV show. You help me out here. You're on the show. Sam goes, I don't mail me a check.
Mail me a check.
Yeah.
That's good.
But wait a minute, so...
What a story.
I want to know if Ralph loses money if he's got to pay Sam. If that fucker ain't paying Sam, I ain't paying Sam.
Yeah, because
How's
you
that fucking sound?
You don't get the $1,600.
No, I do. They send me that's union shit.
Then you have to send it right back.
Well, no, I get a check like if I appeared on a TV show, that gets sent to my accountant, the $1,600. But I got to send of my own personal money, 8 G's to Sam.
That's what I'm saying. You worked for nothing.
Dominic, you're
worked for nothing. It cost me 6 G's.
Dominic Barber.
I don't get something, Artie. How can a private individual lend money to people in Las Vegas to gamble? It's against the law. You can't.
No. Sam, you don't understand. It's like the guy said, how much do you want from like Sam's game? The show. The casino was loaning me the money. But when we sit down at the table, it's legal to gamble. In Las Vegas, we were gambling. We were playing poker.
Who are you mailing the $8,000 to?
The game. The show.
Not to the casino.
No.
I don't know. I'm mailing it to the show or the casino. I don't know. One of the two. I'm not mailing it to Sam personally, but I lost money to the show. I lost money to something. I guess I lost money to the casino.
I think you realize that that's, of course, not legal to have a show where they lend you money and you pay them back.
He's saying that they do it through the casino.
No, Dominic. Sam. Dominic. They said to me, the casino can front you money if you want.
Right.
And I got fronted money. That's what I did.
It sounds like it couldn't possibly be legal to even have a show that lends you money that you then pay.
Hey, is the $8,000?
I got $5,000.
I'm sure whatever they're doing, they've looked into.
I got $5,000 in chips from the show. They made up chips. They were Palms chips. We were playing at the Palms.
So
I don't know what kind of deal. I don't know what kind of deal they have. All I know is I taped a TV show and I lost $8,000. But
no individual can open up in a casino their own gambling casino or bet.
Dominic, it's obvious they're playing at a casino.
Right.
Yeah, we're saying we're in the Hef Suite at the casino. Yeah.
And that you're getting it's the same when you get a marker from a casino. And now Artie owes $8,000. Probably Sam was paid already from the game, and now he owes money to the casino.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sam can explain it. The bottom line is, I taped a TV show, and I owe people money.
Yeah, I don't want to get caught up in that, but it sounds like the $8,000 at least is a tax write-off. Maybe, possibly because you were taping a TV show.
I don't know.
I don't know that that's the case.
I don't know.
I doubt it.
So Howard Stern could open up in a casino the Howard Stern game, have people play, make a profit or a loss, and film it.
No. No, Dominic.
That's not what happened.
This is the way I understand it. You go to a casino and say, we want to tape a TV show.
Right.
Which is a poker game.
Right.
The casino, as you know, has poker dealers.
Right.
And you go there and you buy in.
Right.
Now, how you buy in is up to you. You can say to the casino, I want to have a marker. which is essentially what it sounds like Artie has done here. He has said, look, I don't have the money with me right now. I want to take out a loan. You know, I want to take out money. At the end of the game, whoever wins the chips goes in and cashes out. Now, Artie owes money to the casino. That's how it works in it. You can go anywhere in a casino in Vegas and play poker.
Listen, here's the thing. Sam might have been doing this for charity, but we weren't told that. Sam is a very charitable guy.
Right.
And I'm sure that's what he was doing. But my point is, it wasn't, to me and Dave Attell, it was obviously, it wasn't made clear what was happening, that we're playing with real money.
But once it was made clear, you bought in anyway.
Of course. I mean,
right.
you know, but listen.
Well, he's there with a camera in front of him. He can't look like
I'm in Las Vegas. There's hot chicks around. I'm shaking. Yeah, give me money to gamble with.
And you're telling me...
I'm sure knowing Sam as wonderful as he is and charitable is, that he didn't do anything intentionally, but I don't believe that a casino can have another organization front like that.
Right. You're not listening to what Howard was saying.
Dominic, you're not following. But it's okay. Listen, I got to go.
I'm telling a story. I doubt, you know, and obviously it's a funny story. I lost money. I doubt Sam did anything wrong.
No, I know he did.
But maybe it all went to charity in the end anyway. But it is hilarious.
Artie wasn't in on the deal. He doesn't know how it's structured.
No.
But so afterwards...
That wasn't the point of the story, to find out whether it's legal or not. Yeah. We're assuming the legalities have been checked into. Thank you, Dominic.
Believe me, there was nothing but law enforcement officials.
Let me understand something. So you're telling me you didn't drink, you didn't do any drugs?
Not even close.
Wow.
You just lost money.
And so anyway, so at the end, I was going to fly home. We finished playing the last game at about 3 a.m., and I was going to fly. And then afterwards, me and Jeff Ross and a couple other people, and Ralph, Jeff Ross and Ralph went up to the Playboy Suite to watch them shoot the beginning of the show.
Right.
The beginning of the show is this insane Playboy Suite in the Palms. It has a pool. I'm going to explain this. Like, they have 4 suites where the pool juts out like into the sky. Like, if you look, it's an enormous balcony if you look up, so it looks like a peninsula or something.
Right.
And the balcony is a pool. So it looks like, and the pool is all glass, so it looks like you're swimming in the sky. In other words, like you're almost flying through the water, and it was loaded with Playboy Playmates. Like,
how does Playboy afford all of this? I mean, they're on hard times. Playboy.
Well, again, I think that that's a licensing the name kind of thing. The Palms.
They have the Hef Suite,
right?
And there's 4 suites like this, and the pool in the Hef Suite has the Playboy bunny and everything. But the more important thing was, so at 3 o'clock in the morning, we go up there, and Sam has worked it out where him and Ralph is in the beginning of the show. There's a bit they do in the beginning. It's Sam and Ralph. Like, they're connected now publicly.
How did Ralph get to be his sidekick?
I don't know. But
right, so, at least Ralph's got a job. Yeah,
that's probably how Sam got him money to get flown out there. Like, look, you'll be in the show.
It's a write-off.
Okay. So Sam and Ralph are surrounded by 12 Playmates. So they're shooting with the Playmates. Now, me, Jeff, and Ralph are watching these Playmates. They got thongs on and bikinis, frolic in the pool.
Wow.
And they're throwing us the beach ball and stuff. We're going, like, what's going on? Like, can we fuck these girls afterwards?
Do they have any kind of commentators?
Well, Sam and Ralph are the commentators. They're waiting for Sam to come up there and shoot it. They're getting, like, B-roll of the girls playing. And
Right.
And me and Jeff and Ralph are like standing on the side of the pool talking with these girls, like, and the camera guys and shit have work to do. We used to look like hungry wolves, like,
just drooling.
Sure. So I get so horny now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, and I have to have a flight at 6:55 a.m. Right?
How do you stay up that long? I don't even know how to do that.
I had slept till about noon that day. It's Vegas, you know. I don't know. I mean, you know,
go ahead.
I don't get bored in Vegas.
Right.
I don't get Gary in trouble. So so now I'm kind of horny from these broads, and one of them was kind of, I was talking to her, and they're like, well, we have to stay here and shoot this all day. So I call this chick that I know, and
the hooker.
The used to be hooker.
Let me ask you, and you really think she used to be a hooker? She's still a hooker. But...
In my life, Howard, let's calm down. She's not a hooker.
You get her for free. I understand that.
I don't know what she does.
You don't ask.
Right now, she could be fucking a guy for money. I don't know.
Right.
I don't want to think about it.
Okay.
Right now the girl
because you have feelings.
Right now the girl I'm dating could be shitting. I don't want to think about that.
Right.
So I call her up, and I'm like, you know, it's either jerk off or call this girl. And when you're in Vegas, there's always options. And she was around, and she came over. So
when she comes over, she must fuck great because she gets paid professionally to do it.
She's such a doll. She looks like who is a couple of people here have met her. Dan the Song Party Man.
What did he say?
She's smoking.
Smoking hot.
She looks like I showed you a picture of her once.
You did?
She looks like a young Nicole Eggert.
Oh, my God.
Like a young one.
And you wouldn't deal her to anybody else. Like, this isn't the girl you got for JD or anything like that.
What am I, a jerk?
What do you think, he's an animal?
No, the girl who blew JD and fucked JD was a different girl.
So
somebody else set that up. That was the best. JD's at Nobu. Clearly a whore comes over.
So she shows up to your room.
She comes up and like I know everything about her now. I ask about her kids. I know her kids.
How long does it take after the small talk before she starts fucking you?
This was quick because I told her, I said I was horny. So I ordered some food and yeah, Tracy Morgan showed up and blew.
You know what happened to Tracy Morgan over vacation?
No, what'd he do?
He's the funniest guy on the planet. Tracy, do you know about this, Robin?
No.
His fish tank in his apartment caught fire. I mean,
how does your fish tank
I don't know,
catch fire?
He's the greatest.
It's full of water.
His fish tank caught fire, and then I think he burned. Like I don't know what happened. Like he burned down half the building.
What do the fish do? Like they're like, wait, we're in water.
Survived. I don't know.
Our water is boiling.
I think we're dinner.
So
how's your fish tank catch fire? Yeah, go ahead.
She
shows up.
I call up my friend is the producer. This girl that I've known for years produces Sam's show, and I said, listen, I'm shacked up with this broad here. Like that. She's known me forever, so she understands what could happen in Vegas. I said, just make it like the Red Eye tonight. So I changed the flight to the Red Eye, and it was like the Keith Richards style. I shut all the windows in the suite, like put tinfoil up. I wanted no light in there. And me and the chick were in there for just like 10 hours together, getting room service.
For 10 hours? How many times do you bang this chick?
I don't know. We fell asleep a couple of times, probably like, I don't know, 4 times.
Wow. And for free?
Yeah. Well,
money.
She ordered champagne, which I didn't touch.
Right.
And
really, you were partying with her. You're banging her.
No
She's
party.
And when
champagne.
you kiss her, you can taste the champagne and you don't break.
You could have had one little champagne.
I don't kiss her. No, I didn't do a goddamn thing. No booze.
Would
no
you say
nothing.
this has turned into like a Pretty Woman kind of scenario where like you're falling in love with a hooker and
I'm Richard Gere?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No. No, it's not going to happen. I could never.
Something. You whispered under your breath a few moments ago, I'm committed.
No, I said I'm not committed.
You're not committed.
You wear rubber when you're with this chick?
Absolutely.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Seriously?
Even for a blowy?
No. It started out that way, but no.
Now they're in love.
I always wear a rubber, though.
But no kissing? Really? It's like that, huh?
No.
No kissing?
No.
I mean, now there's kissing.
Yeah, we can't. But it's like, I know her. She's a good girl. She's all right.
Wow.
Everybody's got bills.
You got a picture of this chick right now?
No, I have one. I'll get you one.
Give me a picture.
I showed you a picture of her.
I'm confused.
You thought she was hot.
You showed me the picture of her before you became emotionally involved with her. That's why I didn't pay. Now that she's your girlfriend, I want to.
She's not my girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend.
No. She going to come to Jersey and hang out with you?
No. That's
not for her.
That's been discussed, but no.
No. Why not?
Maybe at the Shore House. As Robin knows, I'll have any type of broad at the Shore House.
Your mom doesn't go to the Shore House.
Oh, yes, my mother has her own.
His mother decorated.
My mother, are you kidding me? My mother has her own wing. She has a suite.
So if a whore shows up.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen unless my mother's away. Unless my mother goes on the
Sounds to me like you're falling in love with this girl, but you're worried about what society's going to think.
No, would I worry about society? Look at me.
In a weird way, yeah.
No.
There are areas where you worry.
There's a lot of complications with her.
The kids.
That's one. Also, where she's from and geography and everything else.
She could move. What's to stop her
move
from
right
moving?
into that shore house.
Calm down, Robin. If my mother goes on the summer-long cruise I'm trying to get her to go on.
The way I'm thinking about it is you got a whore for free, and you had to pay Sam Simon $8,000. So you're kind of
sort
equal.
of made out of you.
Yeah, you did okay.
Now, in regular gambling.
Go ahead.
In regular gambling, I won $12,000.
All right, so you really won $4,000 is what you're saying.
With the 1,600, so if you count the 1,600, the game, the 2, and the 500, if you want to get really cool with the math.
And the 10, even count the $10.
Little over 6 G's.
6 G's you won.
Up.
Okay, so
thank goodness for your regular gambling.
Yeah, and again, Sam, of course, will get on here and give his story, but Dave Attell knows that in the beginning he didn't know, and I didn't know for sure.
Yeah,
but,
that's kind of a screwy thing.
I think from my calculations, Attell ended up some money, and I bet Norm and Sam are up a shitload of money.
They just want to take money from their friends.
Did you get worked by Sam Simon?
Did I get what?
Worked by Sam Simon.
My lawyer said I can't discuss this right now.
Why not?
No, I don't know. I think Sam. I think what we're looking at here is Sam stole money from me to give to charity. It's like Peter Pan or Robin.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hine and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Artie Lange here. On Monday's wrap-up show, we discussed Dr. Drew Pinsky and his assessment of me, which I think is total bullshit. I don't want to be dead like my father. I'd like to be thin like my father probably is right now. I don't want to be dead like my father. But I do drugs to forget my father's dead. It's very complicated. Join us when the exploiter of the century, Dr. Drew, comes in and hopes that he gets me to die on his show instead of this show. I'm dying on our show, not Dr. Drew's show. Fuck him. And fuck you!
Now, Artie, before you came in, I was explaining, I took your side in the sense that how could you say that this guy, Dr. Drew, isn't exploitive when everything he does is on television?
Right, of course. The guy's look, I know he's a nice guy, but look, I said to him point blank, would you let one of your daughters do this? And of course, the thought of that's horrifying to him. And he went, good question, no. It's just, look, he's taking advantage of the biggest fuck-ups that are out in L.A. right now. You know, I mean, that's
okay. So let's say we buy into that point, which you're not off on that all the way.
I don't know how I'm off at all.
Do you still think that he's not giving them proper treatment?
No, they're not going. He admitted it. He admitted it by not being able to throw out the real entertaining people like Gary Busey, and he said Tawny. I don't know what she was doing by not being able to throw them. Okay, by not being able to throw them out. And why do you throw them out? Not because you don't care about them anymore. Because they could affect the treatment of the other people. That's why you throw them out. So by not being able to throw them out, to have them still there, still being a disruptive force with the other people, no one's getting proper treatment.
Okay, nobody. Say we buy into that, right? So because I'm saying I buy into that.
Buy into it. It's a fact.
Listen. Okay, you're right. Does that mean that he has no ability to judge or diagnose anybody else?
No, that doesn't mean that. I'm just saying he doesn't care about it as much. That's all. I'm saying that, look, he's admitting that. Okay, I don't think he's a bad guy, but here's a true doctor with integrity. Here's a guy, and look, none of us are Jesus Christ, and I'm not judging anybody, and I know I'm about to put him up on a pedestal that no human being should be put up to, and I don't think anybody should be perfect, except Benji, who's clearly a perfectionist. This, to me, is a doctor I would want to see. A guy who goes, look, you're unbelievable at what you do. You happen to practice in Los Angeles. We would love for you to do a TV show and with these people. And here the guy goes, no, I can't do that. I can't ever bring myself to do that because this is sacred to me. I'm a doctor. I took an oath. I can't put these people on TV if I'm not allowed full autonomy and I can't do whatever I have to do within treatment to make them better. That's a doctor I want to see. Dr. Drew was asked that question, even if he asked himself in his own head, and he said, I'm willing to fucking do it on television. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't make him a bad guy. I don't judge him in a bad way because we're all human beings, man. I mean, we all go for the money.
But in a way, you are judging him because you're saying that he's not good enough to diagnose or treat you. But in your mind, for what you want.
I don't think he's and I think he's not. He shouldn't be able to treat a lot of people due to that, just one factor. I mean, look, the other thing is, how many people is he not if he thinks he's such a great doctor, how many people is he not treating because he's in a meeting with the network or, because he's developing another show?
That's unfair to say because you would have to sit there and figure out what every doctor does with their time when they're not with a patient.
What about a golfer? Doctors do two things with their time.
What if they were golfing? What if he were golfing instead of being in with the network?
Go to the hacky thing, golfing.
I'm just saying.
Whatever. I'm saying, look, Drew probably golfs too, but the average doctor doesn't golf, take care of his kids, meet the network, develop a show, and then see a couple of people. The average doctor golfs, takes care of his kids, and then sees as many people as he can help, and not on television. And that's all I'm saying. Look, I'm a fuck up, and I'm not judging. I am judging him, but I'm not saying that, look, I hate him or he should be in hell for this. I'm not doing what Jesus would do. And I'm not saying I'm not a fuck up. I'm just giving you my opinion that he had to ask himself that question: should I do this on television? And can I give the proper treatment on television? The answer is no, clearly in his head. And anyway, he said yes anyway. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not a fuck up, and I agree with Artie. I think doing it on TV hurts your credibility. I do.
See,
and again, I think he's good at what he does. I think he made a lot of sense, and I think Artie absolutely needs help. But I think he makes a very good point.
All right, let's get off this topic because we're getting stuck here.
Because you're losing.
No. What did you think of his assessment of you? That initial assessment.
Actually, wait. Before you answer that, Artie, I'm sorry. Okay. Teddy, hit clip number 1.
John's not a fuck up.
People, when they're sober, end up better than they thought they could be.
Right.
But it's almost like you want to join your dad, you know what I mean? And if you can't live without him, you're not going to live. You know what I mean? And that's, you deserve a better life. You deserve a sober life. Right. And he would want that for you. And it seems like you idealize him so much that he can't be the real guy he was with you. And you won't let go of the idealized image. And that's either pulling you towards death or keeping you on heroin.
All right. Let's not forget to mention the fact that he developed this theory by reading Artie Lange's Too Fat to Fish, still on shelves,
which is a very honest book and a pretty good insight into who you are.
It's a fantastic book. I'm not going to argue. But it's the best book out now. I get it.
It's pretty good insight into who you are. It's not every moment.
He called the book riveting.
Good. Okay. So get to the answer, the point.
He bought his own copy too.
Listen. No, he didn't. I don't want to be dead, okay? That's extreme. I don't want to join my father in death. What he did say after that, which I think is probably true, is it might be the reason I'm still doing heroin and other drugs. I don't want to be dead. I don't, if there was an afterlife that you believed in and my father saw me there before I was 90, I think he wouldn't want me there either. I wouldn't want to be there. I don't want to be dead. I'm telling you right now, I don't. But do you think might be the thing that keeps me going back to drugs.
Do you think that you have put your father on this pedestal and idealized him to a place that may not be real anymore?
Well, look, if you read the book, I say in the book when I describe some of the things he did that he did put my mother through hell at times. He was crazy.
But it's about you and him, though. Just about you and him.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, a shrink might beg to differ, but I don't think I put him up on that pedestal where he can do no wrong. But
it's funny because in a way you almost said that today when you talked about how when your dad was a quadriplegic, how in your mind you thought that a thief coming into the house that your dad could still somehow defend.
See, but that was then. I don't believe that now. It's a long time ago, Gar. Okay. And I don't believe that now. If my father was a quadriplegic in the house and a burglar broke in now, we'd be fucked. I'd leave and let him, do whatever. Steal my father. But so at that point I did. At that point I can remember going to bed at night and just saying, God, if someone broke in, we'd be fine. I don't think that anymore. I was 20 when that happened. Look, clearly something's fucking me up. Clearly my father has something to do with it, but I don't want to be dead. I promise you.
But do you think that Dr. Drew is right in saying that the father connection you believe has to do with why you keep going back? You said something today that shocked me.
Yeah, that could have something to do with me doing drugs, of course. I'm sure it does.
You said something today that shocked me, which I did not realize. You said that you have not been more than 11 months sober in how long?
Since I was 17, probably.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
See,
wait,
I thought you had more.
Wait. Since you were 17, how long have you been sober for?
But Art, that's kind of interesting what you just said. And I've noticed that before. When was your dad's accident?
October 1985. A week after my 18th birthday. So I started drinking before he fell.
But let's define started drinking. We're having a beer here and there. When did you have a problem with drinking? Or have you ever had a problem with drinking?
Well, I mean, Well, sure I have, of course.
In other words, do you think you were heading down the road you were heading down before your father's accident, or not necessarily?
No. I don't blame him for me leaving. Look, I got into college under false pretenses, and I would have left. School was not for me. Although my road that I took after that might have been much different. He might have been like, look, then you're going to just work with me and maybe try to learn this business. Or I don't know if he would have tolerated me going into New York every day without work. And he wouldn't have minded me chasing the dream to be a comedian. But I think, because he was a big fan of comedy, but I don't know if he would have let me fuck up as much as I did in those years. It's interesting. And I don't know if I would have had as much drive to make it, It's weird. My life would have been very different. I don't know.
You say you want to live. You don't want to die. You don't want to die. You say that a couple times. But in your book, I know you tried suicide once. Have you been feeling that way for a long time, recently? It seemed like when you went down to Florida, I wouldn't say you had an epiphany, but you definitely came up saying, you know what, I got a lot to live for. I'm in a good place. I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah, I didn't say I was in a good place till I got to Miami.
A better place.
That was a great place, Miami.
Sounded like
with
it.
The hotel. Nobu. Some of the chicks down there. The wellness center was a horrible place. Rehab's a horrible place.
Must have been the worst 9 days of your life.
But, Gary, you know what? I saw your house in Connecticut. You wouldn't last 10 seconds in this fucking place.
I think, dude, I'll show you where
guys are making
I'll show you where I grew up.
You guys are making it. I know where you grew up in shit. Long Island. It's all shit there. But what did I grow up in? Beverly Hills?
No, but I think that you leaving because of the conditions is an excuse, not a reason. I know that you're used to a better way now.
I'm going to see if your wife would tolerate this rug in your house for 10 seconds.
My wife doesn't have to go.
Do you have good water pressure in your house?
Did they say to you when you left, like, we don't think this is... Hey, Art, when you left, did they say, we don't think this is a good idea? Or they're like, that's fine, just come in?
Who told them?
Hi, this is Scott the Engineer, and on Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about how I recorded John's demo tape for The Tonight Show, and then told him I wasn't going to give it to Howard, and then turned around and gave it to Howard. What a bitch I am. Right, John?
The show started really with Howard doing a rap on Stuttering John and told his side of what he thinks is really going on with him and if he'll go over to the new show, etc. But when he played the tape of Scott recording John auditioning for the announcer job at The Tonight Show, you heard Scott in the background and Fred doing Scott's laugh. But Gary was telling me during the break, John lived to fuck with Scott.
He did. First of all, you have to understand something. Scott didn't even have that John thing in the profit system. He was holding it off to the side. And the reasoning is still not clear to me. Scott claims he was looking for the unbleeped version, but I think Scott was trying to keep it out of there because I think he felt a little bit bad about fucking with John, but then he didn't care anymore. You have to understand the level that John would go to mess with Scott. So I talked about earlier on the show today. So you know the phones, when you pick up your telephone, how there's a button there and that's how you can hear what's going on? Stuttering John used to go and tape it down on Scott's phone. Then he would call him, and Scott would pick up the phone. It would ring, but it would never pick up. And he would go, "Hello, hello." And I remember one day Scott ripped the phone out of the plug and hurled it at the door. Then John pulled a prank on Scott that I believe a caveman pulled on another caveman, back in the Ice Age. But it was so great. John took a $5 bill and attached a piece of fishing wire to it. So Scott comes bopping down the hole. We're all waiting. John goes, "Don't worry, he'll be out here any minute." We're looking through this little window. Scott goes to pick it up, and John just pulls it away from him. He fucked with him at every available turn.
That was before cameras were around?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff isn't even on tape. A lot of stuff is just for John's fun.
So with Scott, this was the ultimate revenge, no?
Well, the thing that's funny is John did some of those tricks, and some of them are on tape and some of them aren't, but Scott's got this forever. And, it's wrong of John to be mad at Scott in the sense that if he really never wanted it to be heard by the show, he should have gone elsewhere to get it done. It's a lot to ask of Scott to keep this contained for, 6 years.
And John, as you said, messed with Scott all the time.
But in all fairness to Scott didn't give it to me like the day after John got the job. John got the job, and Scott sat on it, and then at some point he realized, I can't sit on this anymore. That's a lot of pressure for him. Because if I ever found out he had it and he didn't give it to us, I'd fucking ream him.
Well, first, Howard said he was pissed that Scott didn't tell him right away. But as it turns out, he did the right thing.
Artie jumped in and said, "Listen, you got to give Scott a standing ovation." And he's right.
Yeah.
And like I said, Scott took, just hours of shit. For whatever reason, especially at the beginning, Scott was John's personal punching bag for his practical jokes.
Did Scott ever blow up at John?
I told you he threw the phone at the wall. He knew it was John. Yeah, he blew up all the time. But see, that's the thing, too. Like, I hate the whole practical joke thing because if Scott were to blow up at me, I'd feel so horrible. It didn't slow John down even a little.
Now, Benji, do you think John shouldn't be mad at Scott?
Well, first of all, do we know for sure that John really is mad at Scott still? Or is this just hype?
Well, he hasn't spoken to Scott in however many years, and he was very mad at Scott.
But was he ever real close with Scott that he'd call him up and say, "Hey, let's talk about life"?
No, but John's mad at him. Trust me, I know John.
Okay,
he's mad at him.
I mean, I talk to John occasionally. I have a friendly relationship with him, and he's never brought that up to me. But I could.
No, I don't think he'll bring it up.
It is tough because I can understand John's point of view because we've all asked each other, hey, can I tell you something privately? And I don't know.
Benji, if you were sending writing samples for another show, would you ask me to proofread them and then, and not tell anyone? Or would you go to somebody else?
I would probably ask Hein to proofread.
You know what I'm talking about. And the other thing, too, is...
I see what you're saying. It is a dilemma.
But here's the other thing. What does John give a shit? He got the job. It would be a worse transition.
Well, I don't know. I want to hear from John if he really is that pissed about it.
All right, we'll call John tomorrow. I was going to say, we'll take our call.
I was going to say, if Gary can ever
but
get in touch
if John
with him
is, I think I can. It depends on what level.
I get what you're saying, except for the fact that if he really didn't want anybody here to know,
I guess I don't understand. Why would John be pissed at that point that he got the job?
Right, he got the job. What's there to be mad at? If anything, he's got the last laugh on Scott.
I guess he feels betrayed by Scott in some way. I don't know. Scott, if you're listening, come down. Maybe you can explain this.
We should get Sal down here and some of the other people, too, to talk about, I didn't realize this till after John left, but John had his own little fiefdom going that I was unaware of.
Oh, yeah.
And he would, put people on probation and punish them, and he would not talk to people for weeks on end. And there was really like a reign of terror when John was in that office.
Sal's spoken about that before, how he was on 2 weeks probation for doing something wrong.
But Jason and Will, he would give them shit. Like if they rubbed him the wrong way, he would get really mad at them and just ignore them for weeks on end.
He did get mad at me once.
For what?
Has anyone ever seen Scott run? Oh, sorry.
What did he get mad at you for, Benji?
I wanted to start doing stand-up, which I actually all my life I've always sort of dabbled in it.
What, John got mad at you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had started doing stand-up. And I had worked something out with the New York Comedy Club to do some stuff there.
Right.
And he felt that I was getting in on him doing stand-up.
But why couldn't you both do stand-up?
Yeah. He felt I was, getting in on his thing.
Right, because once he's doing it, it's his thing.
Yeah.
So did that put an end to your stand-up?
Oh, no, just because my laziness did at the time. But he got real mad for a while.
Scott's here. Scott, John used to mess with you a lot, right?
Oh, constantly. He never stopped messing with me. That was his life.
And no matter how mad you got, it didn't stop him. It didn't slow him down.
Never. I mean, he would, the phone tricks, the money on the floor tricks with the string.
What else? How else would he fuck with you? If you
wait. Didn't he do something? This is all coming back to me now. Didn't he convince the guy at the garage to say that your car was gone? Did he? Or he never pulled that one off? He was working on that one.
No, he never did. No, he never. That never worked. That never. But I mean, he would love to constantly fuck with me every way he could.
Now, you had this tape. Like, when you did it with him, did you think, okay, one day I'm gonna, when he'll get his?
Not really. I just. He came and he said, I want to record this thing. And I really didn't know what it was for. I thought it was like a goof. I didn't think it was a serious audition tape because it obviously didn't sound like a serious audition. He wasn't an announcer. So I just took it like, all right, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to...
You thought it might be a bit of some kind?
Yeah, I wasn't positive what he was doing.
And were you giving him that detailed feedback on his performance as it went on?
I gave him... because I didn't know what he wanted to do. So he went on. He was asking advice. Does that sound good? I'm like, yeah, you can, go a little more up and, try one easy, try one more, high energy.
Was there ever any discussion like, hey, I'd like, can you help me with this and keep it private?
Yeah, he didn't want anybody to know about it.
And did you agree to not say it?
Yes. As a matter of fact, after we were done, he told me to email it to somebody, and they said, please destroy it. And he actually came over to my computer and watched me delete the file.
And?
And unbeknownst to him, there was a copy of that file somewhere else on the computer.
So what made you decide eventually to give it to this
and I knew I had to save it because
evil genius.
I mean, you know, Howard's mantra was always record, never stop recording.
Right.
Record everything.
Right.
And save everything.
Right.
So that's what we did, and that's what I did.
But I'm saying, at what point did you decide, okay, I'm going to let Gary and the guys know that we've got this?
See, I forgot about it, and figured out it was fucked. And then a few months later, when John came out and announced that he was leaving to go to the Tonight Show as their announcer, I go, that fuck. And I realized I still had that tape.
Wait, why that fuck?
Because, I mean, he was just like, you know, how can he possibly be an announcer with that kind of voice?
Oh, okay.
You know,
so you're saying like that fuck, like how can he reach this level?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's the classic example of falling up.
And how did John react to you? How did he treat you after that? Gary says he hasn't spoken to you since.
No, I saw him once out in Vegas, and he barely looked at me.
But I mean, that day.
Oh,
if you can remember back.
Oh, God, he was so angry. I mean, he's like, you know, I trusted you. You were my friend. You know, you tell me things I don't tell anybody. And he was just so mad. I mean, I had it, and I excuse me, I saved it for a great time, and I wasn't going to use it until he announced that I'm the announcer on the Tonight Show.
Right. So you did no harm in that sense, but he's still pissed that you betrayed his confidence.
Yeah, he already had the job. I didn't fuck it up. In other words, I didn't go right to Howard and say, John recorded this tape. I held it.
All right, and JD, you love when Fred was doing Scott giving John advice during the session, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I've seen Scott in the middle of recording sessions, and he just sits there, like doesn't react to anything you say or do, and just stares at the waveform going by that's recording.
Wait a minute. And Artie was like, "Oh, Scott's one take. Get out. You're done. You don't need it. It's perfect." That's not true.
You think that's unfair?
That was unfair, yeah.
Oh, you think you're the most welcoming engineer when you go in there to do stuff, when people come in to do stuff with you?
Of course I am.
Bullshit.
Come in. Have a seat. Relax.
JD, what's he like? What's he like?
The fuck do you want?
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about how we had on the best guest we could possibly have on, one of the greatest musicians of all times, an American icon, Paul McCartney. And then we also talked about how Robin hurled herself at him to try to get a date and was rebuffed. That's how it went.
There was a Beatle up here today, Gary, and it was Sir Paul McCartney.
Will and I were talking. First of all, we were trying to figure out, is there a guest? Who's the biggest guest that's ever been on the show? Who would you say is bigger than him? And we couldn't come up with anybody. Mickey Mantle. We had Mickey Mantle on the show once. But
I would say McCartney's bigger than Mickey Mantle.
Okay. Schwarzenegger at the height of his fame.
McCartney's bigger.
I agree. We couldn't think of anybody. I can't think of anybody that's been on the show that's bigger than McCartney.
And
he transcends everything. My mother, who's 82 years old, knows who he is. My 11-year-old was thrilled he was coming in, and everybody in between gives a shit.
It's funny you said that. I told my daughters that, and they couldn't believe it. They were like, "One of the Beatles is coming in." I'm like,
they were thrilled.
Yeah,
and I got to tell you, the big announcement that Paul made, which I knew already, that was exciting, is that there's a Beatles rock band coming out.
I know. I don't know if it's Guitar Hero or Rock Band. I think it's Guitar Hero.
Well, one of those.
Howard, do you play Guitar Hero? And he goes, no. But he's going to make a ton of money off of when the Beatle version comes out. But and Steve Brandano, who hosts the Intern Show, which is on 7 o'clock tonight on Howard 101, made an interesting point when he did his thing. He said the interns were more excited about Paul McCartney than they were for Brody Jenner.
And Will and I were trying to figure out like what it, he came up with security, but it wasn't like insane security. I've heard people who aren't as big as Paul, come up through the back entrance with tons and tons of security. But we were saying that like there's a guy whose every move is monitored. If he blows his nose and throws a tissue in the garbage, some idiot's going to fish it out.
That's true.
People watch everything he does and being that guy, he's pretty level-headed, pretty low-key considering.
I remember, and you guys know we're huge Beatle fanatics, but I remember reading a lot about how he sort of drives his own car. He's very down-to-earth. Now, granted, he's one of the richest men in the world, but he's sort of a regular guy in a sense, which I know you're thinking, how could he be a regular guy?
He's as regular a guy as you can be with $1 billion. No, but I mean that as a compliment. He's as regular a guy as you can be. I liked his take on Ringo. How Ringo's always been sort of a curmudgeon. Ringo's always been one of those guys who's been irritated by people. Peace and love, peace and love.
And how they cut off his head in Liverpool. That's over. I mean, you got to be careful.
They cut
Liverpool
off his lawn head.
Yes, his lawn head, not his actual head. But Paul, I'm trying to think of another. And if you have any ideas, call in with it.
I would say
of a guest who's rivaled Paul McCartney.
Mantle is the closest as far as being an icon, and I still think McCartney's bigger.
I agree. And we were all in awe. We'll get to Robin, who was particularly in awe. Somebody said Robin is out Lisa G'ing herself in like making her play for McCartney.
I told Will we needed to put a bucket under her chair.
But you know what? You can't blame her. And we were talking about it during the break, and she's like, I grew up idolizing him. She had Beatles trading cards.
I know, but
she is in, I mean, ridiculous head over heels.
Right, but I
love
just
with him.
It was interesting that maybe Robin is a classic example that for women, you know, you hit your sexual peak as you get older, because she's clearly getting more sexual as she gets older. But I mean, in all the years of the show, she's never really been that overtly like, I will, do things to you can't believe.
To the point where Paul McCartney said to Howard, you put her up to this, right? This is some kind of bit. Right. And Robin's like, no.
Who was the guy that Robin was flirting with? Was it Wyclef? Who was the guy that went into her room?
That was Wyclef.
And picked her up and started like dry humping her.
But Wyclef can step aside for Paul McCartney.
Oh, no doubt.
I think.
And he would, too.
It's an interesting male-female thing that, like, is there a woman of that kind of achievement at that age that we would go crazy for?
Well, I think the at that age is the disclaimer in that.
Well, well, let's take it back another one. What woman is there a woman of that achievement in the arts or in any other place that we would be that excited by? Well, Hillary Clinton?
Well, Madonna. I mean, but I'm saying that you'd want to.
But
fuck
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you'd be throwing yourself at Hillary Clinton.
Not because you want to fuck because just like, hey, it's a great story. But you like Robin's sincerely turned on by him because of who he is.
Raquel Welch.
No, because I've seen her. Right.
It's a good question. I really don't know.
What happened? I don't know. Men age gracefully a little bit better. The women. There were some women that they get older and they really are doing really well, and then all of a sudden it falls apart.
But I think
remember how hot Anne Margaret was like 10 years ago?
Yeah, a lot of people thought Sophia Loren held on to her looks for a very long time.
But what I'm saying, it's clearly not about. I mean, Paul's a handsome guy, I think, but it's not about the looks. I think if he aged really badly 10 years from now, Robin would still want him.
That's a good question for Robin. I think if Paul came in 100 pounds heavier and with a limp and whatever, I don't know if she would feel the same way. I really don't. Do you, Gary?
No, I think he still sort of has his looks. He's still there. You can see the guy that was the young guy still there. He still resembles him.
And he walks in with a Hofner bass and says, "Happy birthday, Howard."
Which was awesome. And that was the guy who runs this whole place, Scott Greenstein. Howard likes to collect guitars, and he was at Howard's house and saw an empty space, and that's a reference that that Paul made when he walked in. Howard has like these pillars, and Scott recognized that there was a guitar missing from one of the pillars, and Paul walks in and he goes, "This is for your fourth pillar," and that's what he meant by that.
Now, we've talked before when Howard had interviewed McCartney a few years ago how he doesn't get choked up, but he definitely he's very he wants to prepare right. Not that he doesn't care about every interview, but he sort of gets a chill when when Paul McCartney's in his presence.
It's one of the few guests I've ever seen him be a little bit in awe of, or I don't know if the word is in awe, but he shows such a great respect. And, we did a lot of things today. Like we didn't bother him with pre-interviews with Lisa G and the cameras. We didn't take pictures in the studio. Howard's like, a guest of that caliber should be able to come in and come out and, not feel bothered.
Do you think they have a special chemistry, the two of them?
I do. I really do, because McCartney clearly seems to like him. And Howard, of course, you can see that Howard loves McCartney. But McCartney clearly seems to, find Howard endearing.
Yeah, I think he knows what to expect from Howard. And when Howard started asking a little bit about Heather Mills or about his kids or whatever, McCartney backed off on it, but didn't do it in an asshole kind of way.
Right. He's like, dude, I'm not going to go there, but, let's chat.
And Howard was a genuine big fan of his new record, apparently.
Yeah, I liked the little bit that I heard. I'm going to take the whole record home and listen to it on the way home today.
All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Jay and Troy. Jay, welcome to the Wrap-Up Show.
Hey, boys. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Real great, thanks. I hopped up a couple hours early just to listen to McCartney. And what you guys were saying about if Paul came in a couple pounds heavier or something, you got to remember, he's still got $1 billion, okay? He looks pretty fucking good. The difference between Mantle and maybe McCartney, and Gary, I don't know, you might remember this. When Mantle died, Howard sang a song. You probably don't remember it, do you, Gary?
No.
It was... And this is the difference. He wouldn't talk like McCartney like that. But when Mantle died, Howard sang, "It's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out when you drink like that."
Yeah, but let's take that part out. I know what you're saying. Howard is not in awe of Mantle. He recognizes that almost every other guy is. Howard's not such a sports freak that is like, oh my God, it's Mantle. So it's not about whether it was big to Howard, because clearly McCartney's bigger to Howard than anybody. But who is a bigger icon to have come in the studio is the question.
Yeah, the last time he was in was right after 9/11 also, and it was thrilling for me to be this far away hearing it. You guys must be thrilled to be able to meet and greet the guy. God bless you. You're lucky people.
Yeah, that's a part of the job I love the most.
Yeah, I mean, everybody here feels pretty lucky. Everyone was charged up. Even this morning at 5:45, people were had a ton of energy.
It was funny. I realized that I usually get here about 5:30 in the morning, and I realized I walked in the door at 5:15. I realized I didn't set my alarm any earlier, but I got up early and just got up and was it was fun to come to work today.
Lisa G seemed pretty fired up as well.
How could you tell?
What do you mean, Gary?
She liked him, huh?
You think?
She's ready to do things?
I think she was willing to even put up a performance for him. She said she wanted to play with him, I believe, and I'm no double entendre there.
Little Eleanor Rigby on her viola.
Hey, what's up? This is Will, and on Thursday's wrap-up show, we talked about the girls for Dumb as a Rock and how they were literally dumb as a rock. Check it out.
The big game that happened today on the Howard Stern show, and that was entitled Dumb as a Rock. And if there ever was an appropriate title for a game, I think this might have been it.
Yeah, I think it was created by Sal. Is this Sal's name?
I think it's something that just came up in the meeting. I think I said this girl is dumb as a rock, and I think Howard almost said, "Oh, that might be a funny game. We should make the girl say I'm as dumb as a rock."
But I got to say, you know what? These things always look good on paper. Will did a great job because you got to find. You can't just pick 3 girls and bring them in. You got to find 3 girls who are dumb, and God, did you find them?
Well, it's, as far as a porn star goes, it's really funny because, I talk to these guys all the time, guys that cast these girls in movies, and 3 casting agents or directors said to me, "Oh, I got the perfect girl for you." And they all said, both of them, they're actually sisters, Brittany and Whitney, and they says they're both half retarded.
And in fact, I think we sort of missed something. I think we may have to have the sisters back.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and use them for Porn Actor Studio. Actually.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
First family version.
Yeah, I think she said that would be a little weird.
Right, that would be a little weird.
You know what I just realized? I went ugh, just because that's what you guys always do, but that's hot as hell.
It's not that hot.
Yeah, it is.
We got to find out on
if the 2 chicks are hot, the 2 sisters are hot. That's hot as hell.
We're still working it out with Howard TV whether they can make out on camera or not. So,
but the other girls that were in there too from that
they're from Mama's Boys. So I know that the Mama's Boys, one of the publicists was trying to get girls on from the show, and I said, "Look, we got this bit coming up where we're looking for dumb girls," and they brought me a few girls, and I just gave them a quick quiz. It was simple, who won the Civil War. I think both of them said the South, and that was pretty much
right.
You're booked.
Because who was the first girl? Who was girl number 1?
Kyra was
with the C.
She couldn't stop laughing. Everything was funny. She giggled at everything. Even when we played her song, we were like, "What are you laughing at?"
Yeah, she was funny. But Megan, the second one, when I did the interview with her, I think she just knows she's not that bright, which is kind of funny. And she was very apprehensive to do the game because she knew exactly what it was going to be. But she was a good sport.
At what point?
And super hot.
At what point did they realize they're being pitched because they're so?
I don't know.
So
I don't know if
smart?
Kara ever got it. I think she was just happy to come back to the show. But Megan, the second one, she got it almost immediately. Obviously, when you pitch the premise of the game, you have to say I'm as dumb as a rock. Right. They know something's up. The third one, I don't know. She was probably busy picking her nose or something.
Isn't that uncomfortable, though? Because I always tell the story about when we were doing Butterface contest.
Yeah.
And this girl called me up, and she goes, yeah, I was at class today, and a guy in my class said he gave me your number and said I should call you. You're having a contest. And I said, well, did he tell you what it's for? She goes, yeah, he said it's for girls with really hot bodies. Now, I got to explain to her what a Butterface is.
Right.
And she's like, oh, Yeah, let me get back to you on that.
And it's funny, too, because I always tell the publicist first, and then they go back and find some of the girls or give them to me, but they never tell them what it's all about. I'm the one that's supposed to go tell them.
You're the idiot.
You're a retard.
Now, did Karen and Megan were one thing, but Brittany was a whole different level.
Oh, she was great.
I mean, she was the Roman numeral one, correct?
Yeah.
Well, they all got it
but
wrong.
But she was the one who, well, actually.
No. She was the one, I think that her legendary answer, we asked her what a carnivore was, and then we asked her to break it down in syllables, and she thought it was some sort of a truck because she got car out of it.
Yeah, if you missed this game, Teddy, hit clip number 1. Here's a little bit.
What is the symbol for the Roman numeral 10? What is this symbol? Girls, don't help. If you do, I'm going to take away your money and I'm going to spank you here on television.
The symbol for the Roman numeral 10.
What is the symbol? Do you know what a Roman numeral is?
Yeah, I do.
What do you know about that?
I'm really bad at math.
Do you know about Rome, ancient Rome, at all?
Not really.
All right, so what is this Roman...
Have you seen Roman numeral?
And why would anyone want a Roman numeral?
No.
I don't even know how to say what the symbol is. Like, how do you say that?
You don't know.
No, I don't. I don't.
Can't help you, sweetheart.
Well, let's work through this.
Okay.
All right, so we're looking for the Roman numeral symbol for 10. First of all, what number comes after 10?
I'll tell you pulled it down. She said 9.
Oh, it ended. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but you sort of get the point. Would anyone here qualify to play that game, you think?
Sal?
Nah, even Sal knows a little. We'd have to make the questions a little bit harder.
Maybe.
Sal, do you think Sal knows if the North or the South won the Civil War?
I think now he knows. Yeah, but
history is really. I mean, Sal, math is okay.
Do you think Sal would know the Roman numeral for 50?
I don't know.
He didn't. He thought Puerto Rico was a state,
right?
And I don't think he did know who won the Civil War.
Wait, I don't even know for sure. Is it VX?
Is it L or M?
Oh, let's see. I didn't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
All
It's so
right.
obvious.
What is it?
It's L. But okay, maybe that was too hard.
John playing dumb as a rock in a different.
I went to Adelphi, Mr. Braggart, not Michigan.
That's right. We know our Roman numerals at the University of Michigan. Do you feel bad for these girls? I mean, well, first of all, what's the look on their face when they're saying, "I'm as dumb as a rock"? Their eyes seem to drop a little bit. And how would you describe it?
The first girl she giggled no matter what she did.
Right.
The second girl, like Will said, she sort of knew what she was doing. And the third girl, I think, knows what her lot in life is and just sort of, of course I'm dumb as a rock.
The one thing you always say to the girls is just don't take it too seriously. Right. It's just a stupid game. Have fun with it. Whatever.
I thought the most insulting part of the game was that Artie was laughing uncontrollably. And at one point the girl goes, "What are you laughing at?" He goes, "Because you're insanely wrong."
My tea. I'm here for a Howard Stern show on Sirius. It's my first visit. I wanted to wait a few years, make sure that it worked out. So far, after they filed for bankruptcy, I figured, well, I better go just in case they shut down tomorrow.
I'm going to get Rob Schneider right in here. Rob used to be on Saturday Night Live, went on to movie fame, just released a movie on video. I don't know why... excuse me. I don't know why they didn't put this in the theaters, Robin, because I think it's real funny. Big Stan. There's the star of Big Stan.
There he is.
Hey, Rob. That's a great movie, man.
Thank you. You see it?
Fuck yeah. It's funny as hell.
Oh, thank you.
You see, this movie, Big Stan, that Rob just put out, he directed it. And why didn't it come out in the theater? Would have done well.
It's just, you know what, it would have done well. It was a little movie, and it just kind of got lost. The company that had it went bankrupt.
But why is it a little movie? What do you mean little movie?
Because it didn't get to be, we made it for not a lot of money.
How much did it cost to make a movie? You directed it, right?
$6 million.
Which in today's world of movies is almost nothing.
Yeah, that's usually what my salary used to be. So
right, that was your quote. This movie, it's very simple. Rob's character is afraid of getting ass raped in prison.
How do you come up with these ideas?
I don't know how you come up with it, but it's really funny. This guy's afraid of being ass raped in prison.
Yeah.
So he's got a really hot wife. Did you bang that chick who plays your hot wife?
No, but you know what? Right after the movie, she became single. It was just one of the things. She was engaged during the whole movie, and then after. She looks great, huh? She's from a house.
She's way cute, that chick.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought for sure you were banging her.
Isn't he a married man? Wasn't he a married man?
I'm divorced, man.
Oh, now you're a divorced man.
Weren't you married? Were you married to a Playboy chick or something?
No, that's David Spade.
No. Who were you married to? You were married to
just a nice girl. I don't like famous girls. I like ordinary girls. I always fall for the waitress. You know what I mean?
But I saw a picture. That's bullshit because there's Artie.
Hey, Artie.
I saw a picture of a chick that you
she was hot though.
Dated, Nicoletta. Or Nicolette T or something?
Something like that. Sounds
oh,
about right.
my God.
Yeah, she was good looking.
That was no regular chick.
Yeah, you're right. No, she was a hot regular.
What was she, a model?
No. She's a graphic, or she is a graphic artist.
She was perfect. What happened? What went wrong there? Did you move her in with you?
I guess she just realized, what show business life's not that healthiest.
Why is that? Oh, you were cheating?
No, I wish I was. I wish I had an excuse for why she didn't want to be married anymore, but she just didn't.
Wait, the chick you were married to?
That's the one.
No. Oh, that's Nicolette T?
No. It's something like that. I'm not allowed to talk about her, but yeah, it's something like that.
You're not allowed to talk about your ex-wife?
In the divorce,
She's
you
Brazilian.
can't even mention her?
No, that was part of the divorce thing.
Wait a second, I'm confused.
She got all the cash, I got the dog, and then I'm not allowed to say anything about her. But no, she's a good girl.
Wait,
but
can I just understand your chronology here?
She's too young.
You got married, what, like 2 years ago?
6.
6 years ago. Okay, you got married, and then you got divorced.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we still went out for like a couple of years after.
Oh, you did?
I couldn't let go.
Okay, because she was that hot.
Yes.
And so part of the divorce is you can't talk about her or anything, which is smart because, you don't want to pay more money.
She's got all the money.
Did you really lose all your money?
Yes, all the cash.
All the cash is gone.
Wow.
All right.
Still have some of the possessions.
The cash, all that American cash went to Brazil.
Yeah, all that.
So she's a very wealthy woman now.
She's twice as wealthy.
She did good. She did all right.
Yeah.
But you know what, though?
But then you started dating.
Yeah.
And then who is this Nicoletta T? I saw a picture, and someone said to me, this was Rob's girlfriend.
Well, I'd love to see it. I mean,
bring in the picture of Rob's girlfriend.
What he's saying, it's probably the same girl.
No.
It's got to be the same girl.
It's not the wife.
Sure?
I don't think so.
It's got to be.
Was your wife's name
But I'm dating a
Nicolette?
great girl now.
Wait a second. Was your wife's name Nicolette?
No. I can't. I don't want to say her name.
Don't say her name.
But yeah, no, it wasn't
That
Nicolette.
costs
But it
more
sounds
money?
like that. It's kind of exotic name. She's Brazilian.
You're dating a girl now?
Yeah.
And she moved in with you?
She's moving in next Friday.
Are you going to hold on to this one or
This
what?
one, yeah, totally. I mean, I went through the
have you been
Rolodex
dating?
on my phone, got rid of all the girls' numbers. I'm doing the whole thing.
Really?
How long have you
Editing
been
my
dating?
Facebook, the whole thing.
Wow.
Getting rid of the evidence in the house.
How long have you
That's
been
taken
dating
some
this
time.
one, Rob?
A few months. It's good.
But you could end up cheating. That's what broke up the first marriage.
No. Actually, it wasn't cheating. It just she just discovered she was married to me, and just you know what? This isn't that great. It
Oh, I
seemed
heard
good.
you were cheating.
No. You're confusing me with David Spade.
You sure?
I think so. I wish I was cheating at this one. I don't know. To be honest, I think when we were dating after the divorce, I think I did do some cheating.
Because
yes, that's true.
Yeah, because I remember one movie you were doing. I think when you were shooting Deuce Bigelow 2.
It's kind of hard. You're in Europe and you're surrounded by beautiful girls.
Yeah. You get a lot of pussy. People do fly under the radar. You're not like a David Spade.
I fly deeper under the radar than David.
Spade had a kid, with a Playboy playmate.
I know.
Is that your worst nightmare?
Playboy playmate.
Right.
I know, but the worst part of that nightmare is that he can't even she doesn't even live in the same continent
vicinity.
Yeah, it's not in the same area code.
Well, you remember, Rob, when we were the last time we were in Vegas, maybe he sent over auditions for chicks for. They auditioned all these
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
chicks.
Remember the audition tape?
Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo.
Yeah.
They were only the hottest chicks I've ever seen in my fucking life.
That was pretty darn good.
Oh my God.
I got to tell you about Rob's new movie because it really is good.
Sounds
It's
great.
called Big Stan. It wasn't in the movie theaters, which should have been.
It was in the movie theaters like in Mexico, and I got it in Spain, Australia, Bulgaria.
That's a shame.
Germany.
This movie's really funny. Now, I'm not bullshitting you. This movie is unbelievable.
It sounds great.
So Rob's this super successful rip-off real estate guy. He gets busted and Judge gives him 3 to 5 years in prison.
Big Stan.
So Rob's got this hot wife and everything, and he's freaking out because the only thing he knows about prison is you get fucked in your ass, you get ass raped.
Yeah.
So he runs into some guy who was actually in prison at a bar.
You know who that was?
Yeah. I was surprised. I saw it in the credits. That was the guy who played
Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly Adams.
Oh, you
Dan
kidding?
Haggerty.
Dan
Yeah.
Haggerty you found?
So
he
listen to
was
this.
great.
Yeah, he was really good. He says to him, man, look, he looks at Rob and he goes,
I'd love to see
you
what
are
Dan
going to
Haggerty
get
looks like.
so ass-fucked in prison. Like, everyone's going to fucking rape you. So Rob's freaking out. He goes to karate school. And in karate school, you've been to karate school, Robin. You know, they just have, he's a yellow belt. He's going nowhere.
Nobody
I'm
can
a yellow
beat
belt. Nobody's
anybody up with a yellow
he's
belt.
got
Nobody's
6
afraid of
months.
a yellow belt.
He's got 6 months to learn karate,
Right.
or else, you know, it's over for him. Because in prison, everyone is just going to be raping Rob over and over and over again. So
Nazis, raped by Nazis?
he runs into David Carradine, Kung Fu,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's great.
who Rob brings to
brings
his
to the
house, and he starts training Rob. Well, within 6 months' time, Rob becomes like a killing machine, and he even learns the finger of death. He can take one finger and fucking like punch it through a brick wall.
Oh, really?
That's how powerful he is.
He becomes like a master.
So I don't want to ruin the whole movie, but he goes to prison. And he right away he has to beat the shit out of like the worst rapist.
You can't ruin this movie because every scene you've described, I want to see.
Yeah, that's right. He beats up this black guy.
Bob Sapp. He's a mixed martial arts guy. 400 pounds.
400 pounds.
400 pounds.
This black guy's in the middle
Lord.
of raping one of these prisoners, and Rob goes, "Come here," and it beats the shit out of him. Then he beats up the entire Aryan. You know how everyone's broken into groups?
Right.
He beats up the entire Aryan nations, like all of the guys.
That's good, because if you're a white guy going to the joint, they tell you, I don't give a fuck if you're a liberal. You have to join the Aryan Nation, otherwise you'll die.
So Big Stan is coming out on DVD when?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just something that, like, it was a little too dirty. The studio, Columbia liked it, but it was a little too dirty. And they so there's some stuff I said, you know what, I want to make this just like this, because it's about, to me, that's what's funny about it. It's a guy who's afraid to get raped. What's interesting is that women,
everything is rape in this movie. It's so great. It's like it's the guys who are either getting fucked in the ass or fighting not to get fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
And then Rob at one point fights a guy and gives him the finger of death right up his asshole.
Yeah,
like everything is ass and like guys.
It is. I ban rape in the prisons.
Yeah.
And they say, well, what about for child molesters? Okay, then you can rape them. And what about what about the guys
pedophile.
convicted of rape? Yeah, you can rape them. Pedophiles. Right. What about counterfeiters? Wait a minute, you're the Big Raymond. You're the only counterfeiter here. Oh, you just want somebody to rape you, and so anyway,
it's all about ass raping.
Well, it's kind of timely because the guy's a white-collar criminal, right? And
right.
We hope that a lot of white-collar criminals go to jail right now.
Yeah, I should have said he was from AIG.
Yeah.
And like, what's funny about this is like there were like accidents on the set during this. David Carradine broke his hand or something.
David Carradine broke my finger.
Broke your finger?
Yeah, he broke my finger. We're doing the sticks, and David's the best. I love
Are you a
David.
martial artist?
Well, I did it for 7 months for the movie, and it took forever to get the money to make it. So at one point, as a director, I'm going, oh, this is ridiculous. And at the same time, I was like, wait, I got time to learn this stuff. Because the two sticks, the Screamer sticks, are a lot of fun. They're Filipino. Like the guy, it was great because you can just get on the phone when you're making movies. You know this, too. Right. You can just call people, and they'll show up. Like, who taught Bruce Lee? Get that fucker. Right. And then the next thing you go, we got the guy who introduced Bruce Lee to the nunchucks. This guy, Guro Dan Inosanto. Right. He taught me to do the nunchucks.
Well, yeah, you look pretty authentic doing it. It was good.
I got ripped, and then I think I got out of shape in about a week.
Yeah,
after the movie.
but you did real well. And then also you collapsed on set from exhaustion.
Well,
what's that all
What is
about?
going on
I
there?
was starting to get a little cocky. First of all, I practiced the heat because we shot it in up in Stockton in a prison with real prisoners. We had 90% because they're cheaper.
Right.
They work for $14 a day. So we said, okay, we can afford those guys. But then the caterers, they had the refrigerators out there and plugged in, and it was 114 degrees in the day. And then eventually, the 5 eggs I had, every morning, I'm eating the eggs. And what did Bruce Lee eat? 5 eggs? I'll eat that. So then, anyway, I ate 5 poison eggs. Next thing you know, I'm puking my guts out. Is the last scene in the movie that there's where you see me like walking out of the prison. I'm as sick as a dog. I am so sick. And finally, the next day I missed 1 day on the set.
How long does it take to shoot a movie like this?
This was pretty quick, like 2 months. Usually 3 months.
Yeah.
But this is like we were kind of relentless. I try not to work the crew on weekends because you get it's you know, imagine getting your guys to work on Saturday. They just kind of
can't do it. I can't even get them to work on Friday. What are you talking about?
After 25 years,
right?
But so it ended up being okay though. But 5 days, and then. But yeah, I got sick as a dog, and then they still shot some stuff one day that I was sick. But everybody's happy to be there. You know what was messed up was, I hired these great Mexican actors, former gangbangers, to be in the movie. I said, they look authentic, they got tattoos, we can have to waste time painting tattoos on these guys. They got the hateful tattoos on them, great. And so we brought them up, and they said, Rob, we can't go up to Northern California. It's the middle of a gang war, man. What do you mean? And so I said, we'll work out something. So there was a truce on the prison grounds while we're making the movie, but outside at the hotels or whatever, if they saw each other, they'd have to fight each other.
Wow.
But on the prison grounds.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, can I avoid that somehow?
Yeah, Rob trains all the prisoners in the movie to dance instead of fight, and they do big dance numbers.
Big line dances.
Got all the Aryans dancing with the black guys. It was great.
So what happened, Rob? Did they ever see each other at the hotel? Did you work it out to where
there was no stabbings? There was some mean looks on her.
Right.
But actually, everyone had a good time on the movie.
You had to negotiate a truce between the gangs.
Yeah, there was. But
hey, Rob did something cool.
What?
You know when Mel Gibson, turned out he was, he hates Jews.
Mm-hmm.
He made,
surprise.
Yeah. Rob took out a 2-page ad saying he was the first actor to say he would never work with Mel Gibson. I mean, not that you were going to work with Mel Gibson.
Wasn't calling.
But it was kind of cool. You took out an ad in Variety.
But the ad was like because CNN wanted to talk to me. It's like, did you read the thing? No, most of the guys, the reporters, it makes you realize the journalists are such idiots because nobody read the whole thing.
Right.
Because it was a comment on Mel Gibson, what he said was bad, but it was also a comment on Hollywood being out, upset. They're upset unless they can make a nickel off them.
Right. Then suddenly it's not so bad.
But the thing was pretty funny in there. There's some funny lines.
I like that. So now, where are we at with everything? What are we doing now? What's the game plan?
No, the game plan is just to,
release the video. How do you get the DVD? You got to go on the
You got to get it.
It's
on iTunes. It's on DVD, and then it's going to be on pay-per-view.
It's called Big Stand.
Big Stand, but it's my favorite movie because I got tired of doing the studio system because it was like a little too. Yes, I could pay for my house and my beach house and my parents, my mom's place. But at a certain point, it just like I couldn't do exactly what I wanted to do. So this was a movie. I said, you know what? I'm going to do exactly what I want to do because I could have cut 5 minutes here or there or whatever. But like I got great actors: Henry Gibson, David Carradine, Emmett Walsh.
Yeah, it looked like you were having fun.
And everyone was happy to be there.
That's good. You guys. How come Adam Sandler's not involved in this? I thought you guys do everything together.
I wanted him to come and do a small part in the prison, but I thought, let's just let this one be separate.
Yeah, you didn't even bother him on this one.
Are you
I
saying
didn't. You're right.
Right.
You're never going to sell
what that's
out?
like? Like you ask favors from people.
It's enough.
You go, you know what?
You didn't
enough.
need him for this one.
That's what I figured.
Right.
Know?
Are you never going to sell out and do a children's film and that whole thing?
Yeah, if I have to, absolutely.
Of course he'd sell out.
Of course. That's what this is about.
He's got a hot chick moving in with him.
Yeah, I know, I do. But the thing is, there's nobody, what I take pride in, Artie, you back me up on this.
Go ahead.
There's no company, there's no place, there is no agency that's keeping track of everybody's personal integrity.
Right. You got to pay the bills.
Yeah. You know what? I got to do that commercial in Japan if I have to.
That's right.
Certainly back you up on that.
And why were you in Israel?
You know what? I've never been. And my dad was his dream to always go. He passed away.
Are you Jewish?
My dad was Jewish. My mom was a Catholic. So when I go to confession, I bring my attorney.
Right.
But no, so my dad never went. And then I got invited. I met all these great Jews on Zohan.
Oh, that's right. You were in Zohan.
Yeah, I played the Palestinian guy, and so I figured between wars, go check it out.
Weren't you afraid to go to Israel? I mean,
no, not really. Maybe I'm stupid or something.
You didn't think you were going to get blown up or something?
No, I was in Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv was like Miami.
You meet any hot chicks there?
Honestly, some of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life.
No kidding.
Well, because
were
all
you able
the
to bang there, or is there a language problem?
Well, you know what? Jewish girls and banging them, they got to do the whole third date thing, and I wasn't there that long. But there was these great-looking French Jews that I'd never. First of all, I thought the French gave up their whole Jews. That's the whole thing about the French.
Right.
But they apparently a couple of them survived, and some hot ones because they're loaded with them. What happens is because of the anti-Semitism that's coming back in Europe and stuff. So a lot of the safe, good place to go is where there's other Jews.
Right.
Where we outnumber the rest. And so it was just incredible. Summertime there, you got to go.
No kidding.
It was fantastic.
But you didn't get laid.
Well, no, not as much as I, a little bit. Not a lot. I would say I was not the full-on David Spade. 25% David Spade.
Right. Spade's the king of all you guys from Saturday Night
Spade,
Live.
I don't know how that worked out.
He is like a stud. Like, he fucks everybody.
No, but he just, you know what it is? I think it's because they look at him and go, oh, that guy's not going to try to fuck me. Look at him. He's tiny. How could I could defend myself? And the next thing you know, they're getting banged by him.
He's relentless.
But I mean, well, you're hung up on the height thing. He's about the same height as you, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you guys are about the same
I'm a little
height.
thicker. I think I got a little...
I mean, you actually have a little more manliness to you, right?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
thicker.
You would think that worked, but I just not. I don't know. I think David puts more time into it. He's got. If there was a doctorate in getting pussy, he would be like a professor emeritus at MIT.
I would want to learn from Spade how to get pussy because like any good-looking guy can get pussy, but Spade's like us. He's not the handsomest guy in the world, and yet he gets all the top chicks.
But he's put in his time, though. I mean, he's put in 3 decades. You know, and he's got all the moves figured out.
He does.
The other thing Spade don't give a fuck about, and I respect this, he doesn't give a shit. Like, he'll do a shitty sitcom. And some other guys will go, well, you want to be on a shit sitcom like that? It's not that funny. He'll go, I could give a fuck. I'll just make my lines funny.
He's making a fortune.
And I'll get a fortune.
He's likable in anything he does.
Right. And then I'll just bang chicks that I meet on the sitcom set. You know what I mean? He'll say stuff to you like, why the fuck did you get into this business?
Some good-looking
I got him
girl.
for money and pussy. That's what I'm
Artie,
doing. Yeah.
must have been, and I never asked him, and I should ask him. And maybe we're doing a movie with him and Sandler and Kevin James and Chris Rock this summer. It's about some guys. It's like Adam Sandler's Big Chill, and it's all of us getting back together.
Right.
And because our basketball coach died, and he's David Spade. The whole role is written for him. It's the guy who's dating 20-year-olds, and I got a 20-year-old daughter. I have a 19-year-old actually in real life, and he tries to bang my daughters in the movie. But he's
so
really
Sandler's
funny
putting you in his next movie. I mean, this is like working into a full-time job.
It's
Just
like
working for Sandler.
It's going to be like our 18th movie we work together.
Does he pay decently? I mean, is he cheap with his friends? Because
No, he's just honestly, I think he's the nicest guy in the history of show business.
Right.
And I ask him, sometimes I'll just tell him, say, Adam, you can get anybody you want.
Right.
I said, why don't you hire Nick Nolte or this or this? I said, because I know you'll do whatever the hell I tell you to do.
He doesn't
so
want
what
to
if
work
this guy
with those
says
guys.
no, and we have fun together. And basically, it's like a playground.
Right.
It's like, because we had fun when we were, stand-ups and then Saturday Night Live. And this is like, we can hang out for a month and we can talk about whatever we want.
You still watching Saturday Night Live, or you don't even bother?
I don't see it as much as I used to. There's some funny guys. I mean, it's just weird to me. I haven't been on the show in like 14 or 15 years. 15 years, and then Will Ferrell, he hasn't been on in years.
Right.
So it's just the time just goes by.
Are you hurt by that? I mean, would you like Lorne Michaels to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Rob, come on, you're doing pretty well. Why don't you come on and
you know
help
what?
us out?"
I would have really liked that phone call 12 years ago when I was doing a sitcom and use the help. But
Right.
I get it. It's like it's always been that. Well, who's hot right now? Who can help the show now? And I get that. So it's like unless you are, it's like it's not a big deal. And if I get nominated for an Academy Award for Big Stan, the DVD, I'll get a phone call. But you can't take things that you know what that's like. You can't take things personally.
So you're not hung up on this kind of
No,
thing. You're not caught up in the show business world.
I got over it a few weeks ago.
You did.
No, but honestly though, I mean, you have to let things. You just gotta let it go. It's gonna eat you up or kill you. It's like, why can't I get this movie? Why doesn't Ridley Scott call me? How come? Because he doesn't want to call you. He's working with Leonardo, and so you just can't. What you try to do, it's like you forge your little niche out and just keep working. Because the next thing you know, I've been doing this for 25 years.
You know,
I'm
my
still
favorite
working.
story that you told, it still is, out of everything that we've ever heard on this show. You know what I'm going to say?
Which one's that?
When Rob was the one, I believe, maybe I got it wrong, you were the one who told me the Steven Seagal story.
I got a new one for you.
You got a new one?
Oh, that he wrote the greatest screenplay.
Wait, but tell that. Wait.
Okay.
Just for anyone who's never heard that, tell the first
greatest.
story.
Okay, there's a writer that I know. I won't mention his name, but he was meeting Steven Seagal for the rewrite for the writing potentially for Under Siege 2.
Right.
And that was the one that broke him when it made $57 million when that was $57 million in the early 90s. And so he goes into one of those trailers, to meet with Steven Seagal, and he's on the set, and it's one of those big triple bangers where you go into this trailer and it's like you can get lost in there. It's a maze of pop-outs, It's like, which pop-out is Steven Seagal? And he's in the third bedroom to the left in the end of the hall.
Big star.
And he's waiting in there for 45 minutes. He's making him wait, sitting there by himself. Finally, Steven Seagal emerges from one of the other ante-rooms in the mobile home. And he comes out and he said, I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life. He goes, really? Who wrote it? I did. But I will tell you, there's a newer one, and I think it's even superior. It's this has happened. I just heard that because I collect those stories like jewels. Anytime there's a Steven Seagal story, like I love the Jamie Presley one. Where I'm an expert in shiatsu massage. Please let me massage you. You know, you told me that one. And next thing you know, she's having her boobs grabbed on by him.
I'm an expert in
I'm an expert. Let me give me those titties, baby. So anyway, he's doing a movie. He's doing a movie with Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Right.
And I did one, and that's where I heard Keenan tell me this story. I hope he doesn't mind me telling this story. But Steven Seagal had just met with the Dalai Lama. And apparently, if you give enough money to the Dalai Lama's charities, eventually you get something out of it.
Right.
And so the Dalai Lama made him a deity.
Wow.
A god. Some Tibetan Buddhist.
That must have really appealed to his ego.
Oh, yeah, no, it must have. No, so anyway, he comes to the set after he makes with the Dalai Lama, and he comes, now he's a god. He comes to the set, now he was Steven Seagal, now Steven Seagal. Now he's Steven Seagal, the god, the deity from the Dalai Lama. And he comes to the set, and he's there, and Keenan says, so what? I just met with the Dalai Lama, and he, in his wisdom, decided to make me a deity. And he gives the karang the ding da dong, whatever. And I feel a difference. I feel like an enlightenment, the sense of that I can do something now, and everything just seems to come into place for me spiritually and in my career. And I feel like it's certain things now that never made sense to me make sense to me on a universal level. And his assistant comes up to him and says, hey, Steven, your ex-wife called. She can't bring the kids over this weekend. You tell that fucking cunt. If she doesn't get those kids over here, I'll break her fucking neck.
Deity.
Yes, I feel.
I had no idea he was made a god by the Dalai Lama.
No wonder he doesn't do movies anymore.
I like that.
He was made
all
a god.
his wisdom.
He was made a god. Well, he's got to shoot from the waist up, from the chest up now.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny. Now you're an action hero with this new movie, Big Stan, and now you join the ranks of a guy like Steven Seagal.
Well, now that I tell Steven Seagal stories, at least now I can defend myself if I have to.
Maybe you should have put Steven Seagal in this movie. There might have been a part for him.
I would have. I just, I just think he's getting crazier and crazier as the years go on, as I guess we all are.
Not like that.
Not like that.
We're crazy.
You tell that fucking cunt, I'll break your goddamn neck. You can't bring those fucking kids.
That's fantastic.
So
Isn't that the greatest?
Yeah.
So now you're in a good relationship.
You should do a
I'm in a
DVD
healthy
of all
relationship.
Steven. You should do a DVD of all Steven Seagal
Because I'm ready.
stories.
Yeah.
I want to recreate them and play him. That's a good idea.
Your next film.
I've got actually, I did a comedy CD because I got to do exactly what I wanted to do, and it's absolutely filthy. I think you guys will like it, but we did a video of it. I think it's going to be on howardstern.com if you guys want to check it out.
Okay.
And it's Iraq Love, about a guy going to Iraq, and he's talking to his girlfriend. He said, hey, listen, if anything happens to me over there, I just want you to know I love you. I'll be thinking about you. If I get if they blow off my legs, I'll be thinking about the time I went skiing with you. And, and we skied, and I beat you all the way to the bottom, and then I stuck my hand down your ski pants. There's just so much I want to do with you. And he's trying to talk her into, some disgusting sex.
I like that.
But anyway, so it's, and I don't know what the hell the album, I can't get that released either.
You will. Hey, Rob Schneider's film, Big Stan, is available on DVD tomorrow. We celebrate that. A couple of phone calls.
How does Rob know he's in a healthy relationship now?
He doesn't know.
I don't know.
He thinks he is.
Robin, let him think that.
Give me an illusion.
Give him
she hasn't even moved in yet.
I want to
she's
meet
moving
her.
in. She's moving in.
The big thing is the marriage.
How old is she? Is she much younger than you?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, okay.
No, she's in her late 20s.
Good, you're not slipping. That's what I want to check.
No, I think I'm aware of the same emotional thing, and I'm in my late teens emotionally.
Why won't you date a woman your age?
Because why do I don't have to. No, because I actually, I still want to have kids, and it's like, I'm in my 40s, dating
you
have
to have kids.
I want to have some kids. Now, I
haven't had
I got
any kids?
baby envy. I got one kid. She's 19, and she's great. She's a musician. She's at a university. I don't
You want to go through that
happened.
all over again?
That's what my friends say to me. You want to change diapers? Are you an idiot? And I said, yeah.
I am an idiot.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Lee, go ahead. You're on the air.
Thank you, Howard. Hey, Rob, a quick two-parter. I love the stories about the bad host on Saturday Night Live. If you could go tell us some more about that. And also, I'd like to know your thoughts about Jay Moore's Saturday Night Live book.
Well, that was, by the way, you know what? I'll talk about the Jay Moore thing first. You know what? He described me as a very interesting asshole. I think that was a good description.
That sounds like an insult to me.
No, you know what, though? But I guess at the time, you know, he's a guy who's struggling to get on. I wrote his first bit to get him on.
Right.
The first thing he ever did on the show, so for him to call me an asshole. But, no, I find it to be, you know, pretty accurate. And it's okay, because it's like, you know, at a certain point, that show turns you into an animal. It just does, to survive.
Why did he call you an asshole? But what about you?
I just think, just because, you know, there was a certain aggressive quality you have to do to survive there.
But you were generous enough to write his first bit.
I know it. I know. But you know, again, you know, I kind of you develop a thicker skin. You have to.
What did he say you did that made you into an asshole? What were examples given?
You would eat sushi with a jeweler's loop to look for parasites.
Yeah,
Really?
that's a great story. I will tell you this. I will say that was a joke.
Well,
it's getting me thinking. Maybe I should do that.
No, but you know what happened was I was, you know, a friend of mine had sent me some jewelry, and I'm looking at it, and he sent me a scope to look at it. So when he came in, what I did is you know, play a joke on the new kid. He's just for him. I just took the sushi that I had. I started looking at this. I'm looking for parasites. You don't do that? And I never told him it was a joke.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I just play jokes on people, and I guess around the writer's room, if somebody said something or showed weakness, I would attack them. And,
right. So you were aggressive back then.
Yeah, and it was, you know what, though, at a certain point where you realize, you know what, you know, because at a certain point you say, this guy's an asshole, and the next point, you know what, I'm the asshole now, you know, so you can only do this so many years.
It seems like there's, like, anyone who's been on Saturday Night Live writes a book about what it's like to be on Saturday Night Live. I just saw that Franken and Davis.
Yeah. Davis has written a book.
He just wrote a Saturday Night Live book. I actually
been reading it. 30 years after he's been there.
I know, but I've been reading it, and it's like, you know, you pick up odds and ends. I'm always fascinated for some reason about Saturday Night Live.
It wasn't. It's an institution, but I never spoke about it because I never talked about it in the books. People asked me about it. You know what? Because hey, that was my break. Well, why would I step on that? I remember when I first got there, it's like, this is the greatest show ever.
What were you doing before you got? What were you doing?
I was a stand-up.
You were a stand-up.
I was barely even in show business.
How did you even get discovered by you?
I got on the HBO Young Comedian special, which is like, you know, basic. And I was on David Letterman a couple times, which means you're in show business, technically.
Right.
You know,
but you're
not
working comedy clubs.
But you're working comedy clubs, trying to get acting work or whatever. And then, you know, there's not a lot of really funny people out there. So if you're funny, I always figured, no, I'll get my break sometime. And then I was writing for Roseanne. Like I wrote one of her HBO specials, and then the next thing I know, she offered me something on there to play a gay guy on her sitcom back in the day. And then at the same time, I got offered Saturday Night Live. I said, you know what, Rosie, I got to take this.
Right.
Rob, you were on SNL when Alec Baldwin and Ken Basinger hosted, right? Were they fighting and stuff?
No, they weren't at all. Alec Baldwin was the most talented guy who ever hosted that show, in my opinion. Him and Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
those guys were.
I think you're right.
He was phenomenal.
I mean, he's funny.
He could have been a cast member. He could have been. He should have been the biggest movie star in the world if movie stardom was fair.
You ever see a movie he did called Blue? What's the name of that?
Miami Blues.
Miami Blues.
He's amazing in that.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's a freaking movie star. The fact that he didn't, you know, it's not anything about him. It's just a weird, tough business.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't get the right movies or something.
That's all it's about. But he's still. I mean, thank God he's working now, because even on TV he's great.
Well, he turned down that franchise that Harrison Ford took over.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
He didn't really turn it down. He stopped instead of making that. He did a play on Broadway, and that's the one thing they'll never forgive you for.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't make, if Hollywood has a chance to make $200 million and you prevent them, they'll nail you for that.
Steve Martin was a great host.
Steve Martin was great.
But
Yeah. Tom Hanks was good.
Tom Hanks.
But
yeah.
my favorites.
What about Jason Patrick?
He was, you know what? He was a really nice guy. I just think some stuff doesn't fly. You know, his personalities don't cater to being explosive, and you got to.
Who was the worst?
God, when I was there. Well, I don't know. There's the first show that I ever showed up on, Deborah Winger was in the dressing room crying, going, I can't believe you talked me into hosting this. It's awful. And she's crying. Is it like this every week?
Gee, why do people do this?
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, but even like, but who was really terrible at it? I don't know. Some of the stiff guys, like Jeremy Irons, I don't mind saying, was kind of a stiff.
Yeah.
And he just won the Academy Award, and he said something funny to me, which I thought was kind of a dicky thing to say. Because, like, when you first get started there, they give you, like, the shit jobs, which you don't realize are shit jobs. So will you write the monologue? You're right, nobody wants to write the monologue. And so you kind of write the first draft, and they kind of punch it up. Yeah. So Jeremy Irons, and he said to me, he said, oh, no, this line, it's not funny. He said, this isn't funny. This is funny. He just moves his fingers 2 inches over. This is funny, not this. And I went, oh, yeah, no, I'll go. I can make that change.
Yeah, great. I don't care.
The arrogant guys were like that.
I saw Lorne Michaels somewhere said Steven Seagal was actually the shittiest.
You know what? I liked him on it because he would say the crazy stories. Like for me, it's like the crazier the better.
Right.
Like because I did a couple movies with Stallone, and it's like the crazy things that guy did. It was like to me, it's fascinating.
I know
because it's like it's beautiful.
What is fascinating? The behavior, the out of control behavior.
Like when Charlton Heston was the nicest guy I'd ever worked with, and in that show or anywhere else, because he would tell you stories about Cecil B. DeMille, and I should be writing this down, but it's going to be weird if I'm writing it down in front of him.
He might stop talking.
But he had a beautiful, wonderful, and crazy quality. Like you couldn't put the wig. He had a toupee. You couldn't acknowledge that he had a toupee. So when he's wearing a toupee in the show, he had to put the toupee over his toupee. And I said that's beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Is that right?
It was just a beautiful
thing. Get the fuck out. You're telling me Charlton Heston, they put a toupee over his toupee?
Over his toupee.
Because you had to acknowledge that was his real hair.
And there's a great thing about when Seagal hosted. And Seagal was There's two things about, but when he was there's nothing to really talk to him about because but when
he's a deity.
Right. This is pre-deity.
Yeah, this is when he was a regular guy.
Anyway, so Jim Downey, the head writer, was there. I'm just sitting around with them, and it's like you don't know what the hell to say to Seagal. He says, hey, there's a thing in the newspaper about there's the mob. It came out that they were. The mafia was in charge of getting rid of this toxic waste, and what they do, in Manhattan, they would top off the gasoline in the taxis with toxic waste and just burn it out in Manhattan. Anyway, so the next day he comes into this. He comes to SNL and he goes, I have proof that the mafia is taking toxic waste and topping it off in the gasoline of the taxi cabs. We just told you that yesterday. You can't yell that at the guy. So, yeah, wow, that's interesting. You must get the inside scoop.
What is
I guess,
that?
You know what I'm thinking of? And I thought about it later, but he must have told that story 12, 15 times. He forgets where he heard the story. It's just that's a wonderful lunacy. It's a beautiful quality.
Wow.
I wish, God, it's just those things that you collect like diamonds.
Is this what goes on the set of the Adam Sandler movies? You guys sit around and tell old stories and crack each other up?
It's fun. I mean, it's that kind of fun. But we work hard too.
But Seagal, that's the greatest.
You should hang around with him all the time.
I gotta just recreate
unbelievable proof.
Just follow him.
I should ask him for the proof.
I have proof that's unimpingible. That's such a word. The mafia is that he must have told it 25 times.
God.
Rob, how about Stallone? How about some wacky Stallone stories?
Well, first of all, you can't.
You worked with him on Judge Dredd,
I did
right?
2 movies with him, one good one and one mediocre one. But it's like he hired me. So how do you say no to how do you say you don't like a guy because he wants to hire you? I want you to come to England for 6 months and bang college girls and make this movie. Oh, yeah? I'm there. I'll send you the script. You don't need to send me the script. Send me the ticket. But he was kind of, he had gone through, I guess it was just after his relationship with, where that gigantic blonde, the 7-foot blonde.
Yeah.
So he was in a, not particularly positive mood towards women. Right. So he was on a tear.
Yeah.
So
banging everything on
we were at Thanksgiving, and by that time I'd known, 3 months working together. I said, he can't fire me now.
Right.
So I say, it's Thanksgiving. They got enough film on me where it would cost them way too much money. Right. So I can start, I can say, I want to do it, try it this way or whatever. What do you mean? You do it this way. But and then it was Thanksgiving. I said, hey, it's Thanksgiving. He said, yeah, so what? I go, we're going to take all the Americans out to dinner, right? Americans being me, the only other American there. And the only way I can get into clubs, because nobody knew who the hell I was on Saturday Night Live, I can get in places for the first time in my life, but I'm in England. I can't get in anywhere unless I'm with Stallone. Stallone takes me, I can get in a club. And so he said, okay, we'll go out to dinner, of course. He said, you're going to get a big dinner and you're going to pay for everything. I go, why not? I'll charge you to the movie. I said, you're going to bring some girls, right? And he said, they'll be there. So anyway, so we go to this place. And it's a fancy club. It's like a Lanesborough, whatever. The Lanesborough, whatever. It's this beautiful restaurant, and it's packed. It's just packed. It's married. And then there's a table that's his 2 Goombas, his assistant and his bodyguard, slash pimp or whatever he's got. And anyway, and then I said, where are the girls? He said, they'll be here. So we're cutting the turkey, and I look up and oh my God, and he's like, literally 10 girls. Good-looking girls, but there's something off about them because they're wearing the shortest skirts you've ever seen. Their asses are hanging out. Their boobs are hanging out. You've never seen like this, but they're pieces of ass. Just like, they're not supermodels, but they're good-looking girls. I'm trying to figure out, but anyway, the restaurant clears out in 30 seconds. You never seen people get the check and everything. These old people get the hell out of there. The next thing you know, it's just this huge table with all these girls, and they're all looking at Stallone, and I'm trying to say, well, there's 10. There's got to be one. He's only going to be able to bang 4, maybe 6. Which leaves some residuals for his Goombas. I get 1, right?
Right.
So I'm talking to the girls, and then finally the girls all at his end of the table are all talking about him. So I go, okay. So I make some jokes about myself. He laughs. So, what an idiot this guy is. So he tells some stories about Rocky or whatever. And finally I say, it's not working at this end of the table because they're all just staring at him. I can't get any attention. So I said, there's this Swedish girl down at the end of the table, and sort of I go sit down, I start trying to get her attention and talking to her a little bit, and I go, and I go, what are you? And I'm trying to figure out who these girls are. Are you models? Or what? No, I said, too good looking for hookers, but there's something going on. Right. And I said, once, yeah, we are models, so I do some modeling. Yeah, I'm on the Pit magazine now. And so she pulls out of her bag a magazine, and the magazine is Swank. And she's like one of the Swank models, and she's grabbing one boob, she's got one leg behind her head and whatever. And I go, wow, this is a great shot. I mean, you got your 8x10 right here.
Right.
And so anyway, so I'm talking to the girl at the end of the table, and I'm trying to talk to her and say, hey, what are you doing? You want to get a drink later? Whatever. Anyway, so about 15 minutes later, she just gets up and she just leaves. And I go, okay, whatever. So I go back and I sit down, and the only thing for me to do at this point is to see who he's going to end up banging.
Right.
This is the end of the night. I said, yeah, that's my dessert. Okay, who he's going to bang? I'll be able to think about that later when I'm alone. Right. And so, okay, it's at the end of the night, he gets the check. Thank you, lady, about a great time. And then he takes the ladies over to the elevator, and I'm thinking, which one's going up, which one? They're all looking, which one's going to be picked, whatever. And he said, ladies, I must bid you adieu. He actually said adieu. I said, hey, good, he speaks French. So and then he leaves. The girls get ushered away, and then I said, I got to get in the elevator with him. He goes up, riding up to the top, and I can't believe this. It's 10 girls. You're not 3, 2, 1. Which one? He said, I'm tired. I got to work in the morning. What am I going to do? It's Sunday night. And so what a waste of time. It's Thursday night. I'm not gonna do. And he said, who was hot? Was that Swedish girl I was talking to at the end of the table. And he takes a cigar out and goes, she's in my room.
Oh, my God.
What are you,
an idiot? Didn't you see? I have my Goomba, bring her the key. You're an idiot.
Working with guys like that, though, isn't it sort of weird? Their lives, does it make you feel inconsequential when you're hanging out with a guy like that?
Because I've never been in a place, I've been, around people who, people would stop them and shake their hands, whatever. I've never been walking down the street with somebody in traffic stops.
Right.
So now he was still a gigantic star at that.
Yeah, Stallone's another level, and you realize how easily that he could bang 2,000 women in his life.
No, do you think he has problem being married now? I mean, the guy had so much in terms of women, it might be hard for him to just focus on one.
I don't know. I think he's got younger kids, and he's just.
Do you still see him?
I don't hang out. I'd like to, because I had a.
I mean, the guy obviously likes you, right?
I mean, I should have hanging out with him. I don't know. I'd like to. You know what? I will. I'll try to get a hold of him because I had a great time on it.
Judge Dredd you did with him, and what was the other one?
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man, right?
Which one was the good one?
I like Demolition Man. Judge Dredd it didn't work. You know what happens sometimes? It's like you can be too close to the cartoon, or the comic book.
Yeah.
Like I woke the first day of the set. Somebody took a picture of me. I have it in my house, and it's just me seeing. It's like him in this super tight jumpsuit with bodyguard and a big codpiece. And when he looks like Jad, he looks like Jack LaLanne with a gigantic cock. And I went this movie's not going to work. And this is the first shot, first day.
You knew the first day when you saw the costume.
I saw the cock piece, and I went like, we're done.
You're so done. Right.
I said I got 6 months on this, and I know this is not going to work.
You are so right. You could tell because the costume. I remember Judge Dredd. It was like a kind of an effeminate.
You could have too much power where people just won't say, you know what, that's a bad choice.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's a bad choice? You're right, it's a good choice. Did I say it's a bad choice? I never said that. You can't prove I ever said that, Sly. And at the same time, it's like, I was just happy to be there. Because, I just quit Saturday Night Live at that time, and you think that's it. You're in umbilical cord. I remember when I quit Saturday Night Live, I remember literally thinking, okay, that's it. Am I never going to work again? I feel my balls sucking up into my abdomen. This is it. Show business is over. Now you go back to your 12 jobs a year and you're painting.
You bring up such a good point. I was saying to Beth last night, I said, I knew you were coming in the next day, and I just watched your movie. I said, I got to ask Rob, it must be the worst feeling in the world when you're just off Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
You've had this incredible exposure, this big job, and now the pressure's on to be either one of the guys who never works again after Saturday Night Live or to be someone who does. So when Stallone calls you...
That was like the greatest phone call ever.
And you're like, wow, I got a major film to go to.
Yeah, it's like, thank God, I got another few months of being in show business.
I don't know how you do it.
People who it's like, to me, when I see athletes now, like football players or basketball players, and they got $20 million bonus and they spend it all, and we're like, you idiot.
Right.
And you got 4 years in the NFL, and these guys, I'm going to play for 20. What do you mean 4 years? I'm going to play till I'm 50. Well, no one has ever played till you're 50. People play till they're 25.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's like, but and it's like when I left, I went like, well, maybe this is it. But I never had like these, I'm going to be the biggest movie star in the world. I just wanted to make a living at it.
Does SNL get rid of you, or did you leave? How does that all work?
I felt like they were, emotionally over me,
right.
And I felt like, I don't want to be the guy hanging around. I don't want to say who the name is, but it rhymes with Schmubitz. But I don't want to be the guy
you don't want to be too long
back.
at the party, right?
I like Lovitz, and Lovitz is one of the funniest guys on the planet, and he can come back and be funny all the time. But I just didn't want to be.
He might have
stayed
at the party
coming.
too long.
Yeah, I think for me, I like when a couple of people were retiring and they said they were quitting after years, and for me, I'd like to sneak out of the party and not say goodbye to people.
That must have killed you though when you got your divorce and you had to give up so much money because, like you say, hey, this is a tough business, and I never know how long I'm.
But I do remember because my career's been in the toilet here and there, whatever,
Right.
And but the like this movie didn't get released, a big movie thing. But honestly. Usually it's you can't like go, show business is against me. It's a conspiracy. It's against me and Artie. It's like, and they're going to pay the price.
Right.
Because I have access to weaponry. No, but what happens
But
is...
you've constantly worked, though.
No, I have,
right.
on and off, but the thing is, a lot of times, most of the time, it's because I wasn't having fun anymore or whatever. But now I just, I'm happy to be working and having fun.
Right, you're great, man. And
what are you going to do to protect your money now? You've got this girl moving
I got this girl. That's what's going to protect me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Is she a lawyer?
It worked so well last time. No, but I'm not worried about it.
I got to tell you, I do recommend that everybody get the new movie Big Stand. I'm not kidding you. It's funny. It's funny as hell. It really is good. So
I knew you'd like this one. The whole time I was making it, I said, this one Howard's going to love.
No, I love this movie. It's funny.
What went wrong with the sequel to Ace Bigelow?
Well, first of all, Deuce Bigelow. You weren't exactly the target audience for that. I'm sorry, Robin. But
who did like it, all right?
No, there are people who like it. I got a decent mention the other day in a magazine.
I love Deuce Bigelow.
I know. But
the second one sucked.
But the second one wasn't, it's tough to top the first one. There's some really funny individual pieces, but as a movie, it didn't have any heart.
You take risks, you try. Tim, go ahead. Yeah. You're on the air. Hey, Tim, Canton, Ohio. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, Howard. Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Hey, I'll tell you what. This guy has topped all the interviews in the last year. I mean, his impressions of Stallone and Steven Seagal.
Rob is one funny.
Thank you, buddy.
Tim, I agree with you. Rob is one of the funniest motherfuckers out there.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
One question for Rob. During his Saturday Night Live stand, what was one of his favorite skits he did?
Well, there was a really funny one that I did that I just, sleep deprivation is a big deal because you put in 100 hours, and most of the guys sitting around who did a lot of the work was like, it was Rob Smigel, Adam Sandler, this guy Jim Downey, and I was I'd like to say one of the guys. And one of the things we had in common, none of us wanted to go home. We're all avoiding something about our relationship we weren't happy with.
Did you literally set up at Saturday Night Live at the Rockefeller Center studios and stay?
We just want to stay till 3, 4 in the morning. Wait till the girlfriend's asleep. Wait till she's asleep.
But maybe then, it's also
you don't want to leave. But it's also it's fun. It's like we're finally here.
Right.
Let's make something funny. Right. And then sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning, the idea would come because you'd be so exhausted. And so sometime I remember I was flying back from some place because at that time you get offered to do things. It's a charity. They want me for what? Charity? I'll go. What is it? Sure. Because you don't know. You're supposed to say no or you can say no.
Right.
And then you get offered. So anyway, I'm doing this thing. It was a nice charity like in New Orleans, and I'm flying back, and I hadn't slept in 2 days. And I'm thinking, what if I'm just naked right now? I was completely nude, naked. And I said, and other people had a problem with it, not me. And I thought, so it's a sensitive naked guy, and I was just,
it's
so I did hey, Kathy, what's the problem? Nothing. I don't want to talk. Come on, Kathy, please. We're not going to find out what's bothering you unless you really tell me what's bothering you. Well, it's just that you're naked and it's really uncomfortable. You're sitting on my couch. You're not sitting on a towel. Come on, Kathy, what's really bothering you? And anyway, so it was just a stupid kind of thing. And then the next thing I know, I'm naked on Saturday Night Live doing the bit.
I love to hear the origins of these bits because remember we were talking about Goat Boy and how that whole thing got started, and that was just the greatest story.
And that's the amazing thing about that show, because if it does catch on, you know everyone's talking about it the next day. You just never know what's. So it was.
That's why you stayed there till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
You knew that the next Saturday night you could get something on live, and you could get a sketch on, and you didn't have to wait 7 years to produce it. And you know, I mean,
it's like it took 2 years from writing the movie to Josh Lee wrote the original draft. He did a great job to finally making Big Stan. If I had an idea Tuesday, I find out Saturday if it's funny. It's like I had such a tiny little hole in the wall room. They had so many writers there. I used to joke about it. The cast was so big that it took till midnight before the scroll was like, and feature player David Spade, and feature player guest feature player Adam Sandler, associate guest feature player Rob Schneider, and it's like and Al Franken, who will never leave.
In a way, movies are too big in a sense that there's so much pressure to make a movie. With a sketch, it's so much better. You get an idea and you throw it on.
And it's 3 minutes later, they offer me, do you want to do the Copy Machine Guy movie? It's like, no, I can't even come up with a 3-minute bit. How am I going to do it 9? People are going to be pulling their eyeballs.
Well, you know
minutes a copy guy.
You know that bit he's talking about where he would go, the Jakester, Jake Rooney, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Norm told me a hilarious story about Rob, where I guess this was you were at SNL. Do you guys know the name Football Williams? Remember who that guy is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Football Williams is the guy.
I can't believe you remember this.
Well, Norm told me this. It's hilarious. Football Williams is the guy from the video with the LA riots.
Right.
He's the black kid who hit.
Right.
What's his face with
Reginald
Denny, the white truck driver they pulled out of it. He's the black kid who hit him with a brick right in the face.
Oh.
So he just starts dancing.
And they call him Football Williams.
Yeah, Football Williams is his name.
Right.
So Norm tells me this story about Rob. Football Williams became a big celebrity from that. He was on Donahue or something.
Right.
So he's in the NBC
in the same
building.
studio as us as Donahue. And the guy who killed somebody, who threw a brick, he was getting the shit beat out of him, and that wasn't enough. This monster, this non-human being comes up with a brick and hits him on top of the head, absolutely the most inhumane thing.
So you're bitter that this guy is so famous, and he tells me, Rob, supposedly you were taking a leak next to him in the NBC.
I look over and I go, hi.
Football Williams, it's you.
And Rob has this idea look, I'm talented, I'm doing characters, I'm trying to get famous. This guy's fucking famous. And he really was pissed off at the guy, Football Williams. And then what happened?
I've never been on Donahue, he's on Donahue.
Right.
I don't get asked. Phil hasn't asked me, so,
So then do you remember what happened? Because Norm told me the whole thing. Rob said he was so pissed off at this guy, and then Football Williams, because that character he did was an enormous character.
Right.
He said he finishes taking a leak, and he comes over and he goes, yeah, man, you the copy guy from Saturday Night Live. And now Rob, someone recognized him, so he likes him. Yeah, man, how you doing? The guy goes, do my name. He goes, I don't want to. He goes, do my name. He said, Rob had to sit there and go, Footballer Rooney.
Yeah. Please don't kill me.
Don't throw a brick at my head.
Yeah.
I said, don't throw a brick in my face.
You're out of the air.
Sneaking out. Not staying any longer in the bathroom. This guy's a killer-rama.
And he didn't get that. Of course, he's like, damn, it's doing my name.
Kurt, go ahead. You're on the air in Stony Brook.
Hey now.
Yeah, Rob, I have a question for you. This is a great interview. I want to know what happened after the Leno show, after you went on dressed up as Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, that's right. You went on as...
Yeah, well, they just asked me to do that, and I said, because Martin Sheen didn't show up 10 years. Said, can you just fill in? I got nothing to say or promote. I said, and they said, well, just can you come in? I mean, literally, we'd have got nobody. And I said, well, just ask me his questions and just say that I'm him. And so then it worked. It worked as a bit because he'd ask me questions about stuff, and I just look and go, and I just make up something. And so then then I'd filled in for what's his face didn't show up, and I got a couple hours, so I dressed up like him, Richard Gere. And they said, well, if a woman doesn't show up, that's the only way to do something. Because you don't want to just show up and not do something funny.
Right.
And so I said, well, someday if a woman... So anyway, they gave me a call because Lindsay Lohan's in rehab or something. And I said, well, that could be funny. Just ask me Lindsay Lohan questions, and I'll...
and I'll be Lindsay Lohan.
But I had to be a little careful because I wanted to snort cocaine. I wanted to call people on the phone and yell at people. So but Howard, but Jay's didn't want to kill her.
Right.
And I don't blame him. He's got his thing. So we just did that, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, Lindsay I guess her mom got angry.
Dina Lohan. Didn't she yell at you or something?
She got mad.
She said that was disrespectful. This is a family issue. Well, it's not really a family issue because your daughter's famous. This is a celebrity issue.
You're living your life out in public.
I know, but she's part of it. And I said a quote at some Dave Matthews concert. Somebody got me, and I guess I was a little stoned. And I haven't been stoned since, by the way. But you got to spoke for Dave Matthews. So I'm a little high, and somebody comes up to me and said, "So Lindsay Lohan said this about you." And I said, maybe when she stops partying with her daughter, maybe I'll have some respect for her.
Right.
The next thing I know, it's in People magazine. I said, "What? I said that?
Yeah.
I did say that. I didn't know I said that to somebody with a tape recorder."
They should have realized you were at a Dave Matthews concert.
Yeah.
It's also a good point.
Yeah. Hey, anyway, Rob, it's so great when you come in, man.
Thank you,
I love
man.
it. And I'm
Great to
really
be back.
excited for your movie. Had a great time watching it. I recommend it to my audience. If you want to know what a guy does when he's about to be ass raped,
yeah,
this is the movie for you.
It's the feel-good ass-raping movie of the spring.
It's available on
We should
DVD tomorrow.
send it to Bernie Madoff.
The great, yeah.
Yeah, give it to Bernie.
Yeah.
He can, I doubt it's a good idea. I'll
He
just
could
drop
be the
it off.
sequel. Rob Schneider's film Big Stan. You got to check it out. Rob, thanks for coming
Great
in,
being
man.
here.
Rob, how'd it go, man?
Hey, it's fun.
Yeah, it was good seeing everyone again.
Oh, man, it's just great. This is the best, man. It's the funnest interview you can do in show
Now,
business.
What do you like about Howard's show? It seems you have so many stories. It's so easy for you to talk.
Because
to
no one
them.
else, I can't say these stories anywhere else, and he appreciates it because he's been in this for 25 years. I've been in it for 25 years. There's a history. So it's just kind of fun because at the end of the day, you can have your money, you can have your relationships, but what you collect after a while is stories. And so it's fun to for me, it's just getting laughs, He's got a great laugh. And if you make Howard laugh, you feel like, it's a great feeling.
Cool.
So it's fun to be out, It's, to me, it's doing Howard is always like, yeah, I got to do Howard,
Awesome.
I don't have to hide anything.
So you had a good time today,
Because
right?
he'll attack me if I do try to hide something. It was fun. That was a pleasure, man.
Awesome. All right, man. Thanks for
Now I
stopping.
got to deal with the carnage of all the stuff I said.
You think you're in trouble with anything
Hey,
you
nah,
said?
I'm not worried about it, man. I didn't say nothing, I don't think.
Nah, nothing that bad.
Nothing too bad.
Hey, what's up? It's Jerry O'Connell here on the Howard Stern Show. I think this is my 4th or 5th visit, man. I'm getting up there. I got a couple movies coming out, a movie called Obsessed and a movie called Baby on Board, but I'm really here just to hang out in the studio. That's I'm not here to promote movies. I just want to...
You love coming back and hanging out with the guys, right?
Yeah, I just like seeing everybody, I mean... It's a weird thing that happens. You listen. I listen to the show in my car, and that's like an intimate area in your life. It's your car. You commute in it. It's just you and Howard and Robin and Fred and Artie and sometimes Jason and Benji and everybody else and Ronnie.
And now you get to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just fun for me to go in there. I can't explain it. It's like something. It's like listening to something. I mean, people know, I mean, if anyone's ever visited the studio, like when you're in there, it's just, wow, this is where it all happens. And I know that sounds lame, but I really come as a fan, man. I don't come as a guest. It's a weird thing. But I'm sure he's going to ask me, because my wife had kids, he's going to ask me what the...
You got twins now, right?
Yeah, he's going to ask me, like, what the vagina is like and all that stuff. I mean, that's just going to all come down. So,
Don't say too much. You don't want to get in trouble again.
No. Oh, man. But it's pretty funny. It's good to see Artie. The Yankees are back. I'm going to ask him if he's been to the new stadium. I'm going there today. That's about it.
What?
We should get Jerry in.
Oh, okay. Where is he?
He's here.
Poor bastard.
Sorry it took me a while. I couldn't find the vein.
Yeah. It's all right now. You look like you're feeling
You look
no
like
pain.
you're ready. You look like you're ready for anything.
Jerry O'Connell, brother, what's up?
By the way, after Jerry... Hey, Jerry.
Hey.
Hi, Robin.
The great Jerry O'Connell, ladies and gentlemen. A new father.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Howard.
New father.
Thank you, Gary.
Hey, man.
What's up?
You look like you lost weight or something.
Yeah, you look thin.
You're the second person to say that. I really haven't. I got a haircut since I last saw you.
Hey, you look different. Jerry just became the father of twin girls, of course, with the very gorgeous Rebecca Romaine.
That's right.
And is she now Rebecca Romaine O'Connell? Or is she
no,
just Rebecca Romaine?
Unlike your wife, did not take my name.
Are you upset about that?
To be honest, I don't really care.
Is that true?
Well, wait a minute.
Well, I actually think Romaine is a more exotic name than O'Connell. Just like
why would she take the Stamos name then and not yours? Like, did you ever say to her, well, you took John's name, why don't you take mine?
Well, I guess Stamos is a more exotic name than O'Connell.
No, it isn't. I mean,
yeah, but it's not your name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want your name.
I did make her take the Stamos off. Rebecca wanted to keep that, and I was like, that's got to go. I had a problem with that.
No.
That's a joke, Artie. I'm kidding.
Really.
I'm
But
kidding.
what are they what are we calling the kids? Are they O'Connell?
No, they're Dolly and Charlie Stamos.
Stamos.
No, they are
the nerve. You got to get out of that marriage.
They're O'Connell. I don't know. I just
They're not Romaine O'Connell?
No, they're just O'Connell.
Okay.
You know, it's weird. It's like, you know, I could see Rebecca saying, look, I married John. I took his name Stamos, and that became my name, you know. And I guess somewhere in the back of her mind, I think things are going to work out fine with Jerry. I mean, they already got 2 kids. But she's probably like, well, now I become O'Connell.
Well, listen,
so let me just go back to Romaine.
I got to tell you a funny story. We were flying, we were late for a flight going to her hometown of San Francisco, of Berkeley, and we were late for the flight, and they did that thing where they're like, you know, Jerry O'Connell and Rebecca Romaine Stamos, and they said it in the airport.
Oh, you're kidding.
And it really, no, I don't give a crap at all.
Oh, come on, Jerry. That's upsetting.
No, it
he
isn't.
doesn't have your ego issues.
Hey, it's not ego. It's just like, hey, she's not married to John. It's my wife.
Look, this is a person in the airport.
Let me tell you something.
Should have socked her. I don't mean Rebecca. I mean the
No,
woman.
you know what? I'm going to tell you in all honesty. My father was married twice before he married my mother. Okay?
Really?
And my mother, who I love her, she introduced me to you, Howard. We would listen to you on the way to school. But she gave my father so much grief for being married twice before he married my mother. And my father, after like a fight when we were growing up, said to me, he was like, wow, your mom is mad at me because I married 2 women that I met before I even knew your mother existed.
Yeah, I know.
And he said that to me, and that really resonated with me. And I made sure that, like, when I got into and I actually went to a Jets game with my father. This is years later when I was dating Rebecca and getting serious with her.
Big mistake. Jets game.
And he said to me, don't ever give Rebecca grief about being married before, because that's what your mother did.
Yeah, I don't say that. Like, Beth kind of sometimes lays it on me.
Does she?
Yeah, she kind of like goes, oh, yeah, you got married. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. You were married before. She'll say that, you know.
You know, and so I make sure as a point to never go there with her, you know?
Yeah,
So
it's
you don't
pretty nice.
get upset about the Stamos thing or anything?
No, because also, I got to tell you, Rebecca was a model before Rebecca was an actress. Rebecca was dating another male model here in New York, and in all honesty, met John Stamos, and that's what moved her out to L.A. and really got her into acting.
Right.
So I probably wouldn't. Rebecca right now would be either with or divorced from that male model dude she was dating, who was way better looking than all of us.
You don't want to go there, though, with Rebecca. You're right. And by there, I mean a Jet game.
Well, you know what? I always feel bad for Jerry, especially like, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't think Rebecca's going to a Jet game. Yeah.
No, I feel bad for Jerry. Like, you know, when you admitted, like Jerry's a really good guy. I got to say that. And then when Jerry admitted that, you know, he wasn't allowed to watch the game with the sound on because Rebecca has rules, and then even I was reading in the paper the other day, and I don't know how true it is. Like, you're wheeling the kids through the park, and you have to go
the double-decker
you had to go to
stroller.
You had to go to Rebecca's set and watch the kids while she's shooting a movie. It's like Jerry's too good a guy in a way.
Well, Rebecca's working, and we have 2 children, and you know Rebecca's working now.
How really involved are you?
Sounds like crazy, but like he's almost breastfeeding.
Yeah, we were like you were lactating yesterday. We had you lactating.
Yeah.
No, you know, Rebecca's really working a lot these days.
She is.
Yeah, did a really big pilot, doing a really good movie.
Is she breastfeeding?
Yeah, fully.
How big are her titties now? Because they used to be big.
Holy shit.
They are huge, but I got to say, I can't really enjoy them because
they will leak.
Well, no, I don't even mind about the leaking. They're all covered up, and
with those pads.
Rebecca's very self-conscious of them, and
yeah, but to you,
I think, and we could probably talk to Robin about this. It's so funny. I don't have much experience with women with really nice boobs, and Rebecca's got really, I mean, some of the best.
I know. I've seen
and
them.
they are natural, and they are.
You're talking to a guy who has experienced
He's seen
them.
Oh, well,
I've
don't
seen
bring
them.
that up.
Why not?
Okay.
I mean,
What do you mean experience?
Talking about
Okay.
Stamos,
Rebecca-
male models, you. I mean, why don't we just bring in
Rebecca
your
has
fucking guys?
gorgeous,
But you
naked
didn't
breasts.
experience them. You saw them.
You don't know what I experienced. You don't know everything that went down.
Well, that's terrible what you're doing.
I'm trying to think if I touched them. I don't think I did.
All right. Well, then you didn't touch them. You just
I just
looked at them, which I feel a little better about. But as long as you didn't touch them with your tongue. But
I did. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I really am.
Listen, I got to finish this story. Rebecca doesn't like me going near them, and one time I had to forcibly be like, "Listen, your boobs are going to be the largest boobs I'm probably ever going to experience in my life."
You can't go near them.
Well, they're probably
And so-
sensitive too.
And so I was like, "Listen, I want one session where I just get in there and just like, oh."
But that's why I feel bad for you. Like, you're always like, you got to sit there. Like, when's the last time you got laid? I bet you haven't even gotten laid since the kids are born.
You know what? We're back.
Are
back.
you?
Yeah.
How many times a week are you back to? It's not the same. You got to admit.
We're
Once you
back.
have kids-
Thursdays this fall, Jerry gets laid.
Jerry, it is not the same. Be honest. It's not the frequency that you used to have.
I got to say, when it first goes down, it is not. But I also want to say you have two screaming children in a crib right next to your bed, so you're not
You're
really
keeping them
that.
in the same room with you?
You're actually acting like parents. Don't you realize you're Hollywood
Hold it a second.
stars?
Hey, Jerry,
You're
you're
like
keeping the
big shit.
kids in the room with you?
They have a separate room. Okay.
Go ahead.
Which is next to our room.
Right.
Okay.
That's the way it should be done.
And I understand that, and we keep them in that room. But, you hear them crying often, and it's just not really the most arousing. Like, when I hear my kids crying, I'm not like, yeah, let me stick it in.
Right, I know. So I'm
just
saying.
not something.
But it's weird. Like, you married Rebecca Romaine, one of the hottest women on the planet, and it's like now you're probably more sexually frustrated than you've ever been.
I was a little.
You beaten off a lot?
I was for a very brief period.
Right.
For a very brief period, and that was a transition period between us between the baby sort of getting into their rhythm, and
So
Rebecca.
where do you go to beat off? Your house isn't that big. I mean, Rebecca knows when you're up to.
I'm funny that way. I kind of have to be in an empty home. I'm just
too.
it's
weird.
It's so funny that I've never. That happens when you're a teenager. It's like your parents, your brother, everyone has to be out of the apartment.
Right.
And you just need total solitude, and you have to have both locks on, and your dog can't be looking at you.
And you can't beat off to porn now because it's kind of hard to get a porn set. Like, you got to just go rely on your imagination, right?
Well, of course, my friends send me links to crazy amounts of porn.
Right. Everything's
there
free
is
now.
computer
on the internet.
By the way,
You
have you
forget
been
that.
to this crazy site?
What are you on?
Have you been to this site?
Go ahead.
Cakefarts.com.
Yes, I don't like it.
What is that?
You like that? See, some guys.
I thought it was really funny.
These chicks fart into chocolate cake so it looks like
Oh,
duty.
jeez, that's
crazy.
sick.
It's
Are you
crazy.
beating off to cake farts?
I'm not beating
You
off
are.
to that. I
know
watched
this
it
guy,
for-
He's a married guy now.
Oh,
You are now
that's so
officially
sad.
married. You're beating off to cakefarts.com.
Well, listen,
fucking
I don't.
disgusting. I could barely eat.
You're going to cause Artie to lose weight.
Richard would be really good at that. But
So what sites do you go to beat off on?
listen, I don't want to give any sites a plug.
Why not?
Because
Except
I'm
for
not here to
cake
give porn sites plugs.
You get your plugs, but you can plug the porn site that's
No,
provided
I'm
you
not
with
here
a
to.
sex life.
I'm not here to plug. I mean, I'm here to.
He's working on a sponsorship.
Like,
No,
if
I'm
I-
not.
He's not here to plug Artie-Lang.com.
I don't pay for it. I go to free porn sites.
So where do you go?
Oh man, I have to tell you an awful story. Is my friends send me crazy links, because they know, like my wife had kids, especially my friends who have kids. They're like, you're not getting it, so they send me crazy stuff, and a lot of these porn links come in. They're covered in like, oh, look at this new. Look at this new drill bit. Someone said, oh, man, check out this new drill bit. It's amazing. So you click on it, and our computer is hooked up to our stereo.
Do you share a computer with your wife?
Yeah, we have.
That's terrible.
Well, what do you want me to say, Howard? We don't have.
Why don't you get your own laptop?
I have my own laptop.
Right. So why wouldn't you beat off with that so she doesn't see what links you're going to?
Well, we have one computer that sits on our kitchen counter that we both use.
You're in
and
the
then when
kitchen?
when the house is empty, I
beat off in the kitchen. That is really upsetting. You got children.
I told you, everybody's out of the house. Oh, great.
I can't believe you beat off in the
Child
kitchen.
Services is going to come to my house.
Isn't it weird beating off in the kitchen? I've never done that.
I've done that when there's a particularly good meal.
I have
Hey,
never
listen,
done that.
it was getting to a point where I could get the job finished in like 20 seconds. Man.
Me too.
20 seconds.
Doesn't take long.
And by the way, when we first started making love again, my wife and I, wow, I was a two-pump chump, as they call them.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Would she laugh at you?
I mean, it was, listen, there was a part of me, I would cover it up by saying, like, well, you know, we got to do this more often. We got to get into a little more of a rhythm. But then I'd, like, be ashamed and just leave the house.
Is she back in shape now? Or has she fully
Very much
become
so.
Rebecca Romaine again?
Very much so. And a couple of things, not that your audience wants to hear this,
Yeah.
breastfeeding really helps you drop pounds. It really does.
But that's supposedly true. But the milk, when you make love, the milk spurts out, right?
I've never experienced that.
Oh,
no.
bullshit.
I've never experienced it.
You
And
didn't
I've never
taste it?
tasted. No, I've never tasted
You have
it.
no interest in that. Did you
I just
watch the
don't.
kids come out of Rebecca?
I did not.
Good for you.
I was in the room. To be honest, I did not want to go in the room.
You're
it was
smart. Who wants to see Rebecca Romaine with
Well, you stayed
kids
up by the
coming out?
head, is what you're saying. You stayed up by Rebecca's head.
I stayed up by the head. You know, I have a buddy of mine who told me, he was like, hey, man, I was like, I don't want to go in the room. And he was like, you shouldn't.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm being asked to be in the room, and so I'm going to be in the room.
Should do what my dad did. They knocked out my mother, and I came out, and he saw me like a week later.
No, well, I mean,
You were talking.
Yeah.
My father was smoking cigarettes, pacing in a hallway at NYU Hospital. I mean, that's the way to do it.
You didn't want to see Rebecca because you don't want to see them like with her vagina and all spread open. And
well, to be honest, it was a
to be
cesarean.
Oh,
so,
it was. Oh.
And so that's even more scary, I think, just because there's blood and knives and all that stuff.
She have a scar by her bush?
There is a scar there, yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
Turn you off?
No, because it's just a scar. I hate. Listen, Howard, I got to say, I wasn't getting it for so long. I mean, just if I even.
But she's Rebecca. I mean, there shouldn't be any scars. You married her; she was scar-free.
Yeah, but you know, I actually hear it's better than the option, which just blows everything out.
Well, yeah, it keeps the vagina tight. It does. You want that thing tight.
That's so I've heard.
It's the truth. I know a girl.
So I've heard. I've never had relations with a woman who's given birth. I can say that honestly.
Yeah, I know a girl who purposely scheduled a cesarean. Didn't need one.
We know who you're talking about.
Yeah, well, she said it. She said it, right? She admitted it.
Yeah.
Mary, right?
Mary said it's a good thing to do.
She wanted to keep her vagina tight.
Yeah, didn't want to blow it out.
Yeah. And I mean, it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Blow it out.
No, but it's a very difficult thing to recover from, to see kids coming out of a vagina.
You know what? Actually, there's. I want you to know I understand that, and it's really not a problem. I would tell you if it was a problem.
So how long did you wait till you started having sex? Like how old are these kids?
Well, listen. First of all, scar tissue has to heal before you can really get in there. Then when you first start to get in there, you have to do it gently, and you have to stay away from the scar.
Who wants to be with Rebecca and be gentle?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Listen,
Rebecca's the kind of
when
girl.
you've waited.
I think you want to be loving.
She's the kind of girl you just want.
You just want to be rough.
When I think of sexy phrases, scar tissue doesn't jump into mind.
Yeah.
But you know, when you've waited that long, you'll really take it any way that you can.
So how long did you wait?
Well, I mean, you got to wait at least a couple weeks there after it happens.
Why did you have to write a written apology? When you were on Conan O'Brien, you said, "Gee, my wife got huge when she was pregnant."
Right.
All women get huge.
Right.
So Rebecca got mad at you for that, and you had to write an apology, I guess, to... I don't even know who you wrote the apology to.
You wrote an apology to who?
He did. He wrote an apology.
Rebecca didn't get mad at me. Someone said that it was insensitive of me to say that, so people... What with the bloggers online were saying that I was being insensitive to a pregnant woman's natural body.
And you're reacting to that shit.
So did Rebecca ever say to you that was insulting? That was not the right thing to say?
You know, it was sort of. I probably shouldn't have said it.
Did she hit you about that? I mean, I know she's beaten you before.
She was pregnant at that time, so he didn't get a beating.
There have been no beatings. Mind you, listen. A lot of times when I do get beat downs, okay,
right.
A lot of times I deserve it. I'm a pretty.
Stop it! That's
I'm
the syndrome.
I'm a pretty nasty guy. I'm like when we do get into the thick of it, I say some pretty cutting things.
I think you're such a nice guy. You treat her with such respect.
You're like the nicest guy in the world. Don't listen to that bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, don't put yourself down, pal.
Who told you were a nasty guy?
It's not a problem. People fight. You've
been out of New York too long. You're over there with those jerk-offs out there.
Rebecca, though, is very...
She's particular.
She made him apologize to People magazine.
That's not true. That's not true. You're saying that.
Truth.
I made a blanket apology for saying that pregnant women get huge.
Who cares? They do.
Did you write that down? Like, where do you go when Rebecca says to you, "Look, okay, you've done a terrible thing. Now you say I got to go write an apology." Where do you go to write this apology? Not the kitchen. That's where you masturbate.
I called up people.
Where do you eat?
You called up People magazine.
I eat
in the bathroom.
I eat in the bathroom. I eat in the shower. I beat off in the kitchen.
Did you prepare a statement for People magazine? In other words, did you go type out a statement so that you could read it to them?
I didn't type out a statement. I didn't sit at my typewriter and go,
Dear Vapid magazine.
No, I just said I probably could have used a better word. I apologize.
What would be the better word?
Who do you call at People magazine if I want to make an apology? Let's say to my wife?
Didn't. I called up a publicist.
I see.
Yeah, but what's the better word you could have used?
Enormous.
Did you hear People magazine laughing, or did they cover the phone when you called in and made this statement?
General apology.
I didn't hear them. I mean, in all honesty, you shouldn't call pregnant women huge.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
You are? You sure?
Yeah.
Everything's fine?
Yeah, I'm sorry, what? Because I was staring off in a corner of the room?
No, because sometimes I worry about you. You're not allowed to play video games. You're not allowed to watch football with the sound on. You have to apologize to People magazine. I mean, it does sound, you have to be masturbating in the kitchen.
You know, he's married to a supermodel.
You made the observation that women get a little larger when they're
pregnant. This guy could get a lot of hot pussy.
There are rules when you're married to a supermodel.
Things are great. You know, I come on here and I tell you things I wouldn't tell anyone else. You know, I tell you things I wouldn't tell my parents.
Right.
You know, I
mean,
you
can't trust them.
Well, and I tell you things I wouldn't tell my friends just because I listen to the show and I don't like it when people don't.
They're not forthcoming.
Give this information, especially like masturbation information,
right?
Sexual information. This is what you want to hear. When I'm sitting in my car and I hear guests who don't give this stuff, I'm like, get them the fuck out of here, Howard.
Right.
Tell them to hit it.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you all about Rebecca's vagina. I'm going to tell you about her scar tissue. I'm going to tell you how much I was beating off. I'm going to tell you how much I'm not beating off now.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you how much I don't like to beat off now that I'm married.
Is Rebecca becoming the type of person, though, is she changed? Because Rebecca, to me, represents fun. She was always fun. Is she going to become like Mom now?
Rebecca is a great mother.
She's going to cut her hair like Faith Hill. And
You're so funny.
You know what I mean?
No, Rebecca's a great mom. I'm really happy that
what do you
Rebecca...
mean a great mom? Why?
She's only had a few weeks with the kids.
We don't really know.
She barely knows the kids. because she's just great with the kids, man. She loves them. She's caring.
I saw a picture. She sent me a picture. Well, she sent Beth a picture of the kids. Beautiful children.
Yeah, and they're great. And
there's no way they can be ugly. Those two girls. There's just no way. I mean, you're a good-looking guy. You could almost be a girl.
It's funny. I think they're.
An ugly gene is strong, though. If there's one ugly, like third cousin,
look at him.
Yeah.
And look at Rebecca.
Happened to me.
Is there any odds that these kids could grow up to be homely girls?
I have to say, when you go to I am from Poland. I am from Ireland.
Right.
And when you meet some of the ancestors and stuff in the motherlands,
they look like they crawled out of a cave.
Some of them, but it's so funny when I meet them.
They look like throwbacks.
They have features that are exactly like mine, like their eyes and their nose.
But they're not put together the right way.
Well, teeth are a big issue.
Right.
I did have braces for years.
Right.
And just like general like skincare and stuff. I don't want to get into moisturizer talk.
You
and all
never
that,
know what you're going to get. I was with my oldest daughter last night, and I was looking at her nose, and I said, you have the most beautiful nose. How is that possible? I mean, it's just. I said I was sure you were going to need a nose job. My daughter, especially all three of them have great noses.
None of them have had.
But my oldest, I said, it's like a nose that someone would go to for a nose job. How did that happen? So I got to figure genetically, if your girls grow up to be homely, it would be almost a sin. It would be laughable.
Well, that's...
And we're
not waiting to see. We will laugh on this show.
Well, that would be tragedy. It would be more than laugh. It would be a tragedy.
Well, don't march those girls in here if they grow up home.
No, it is my goal. I'm sorry, Howard, to make sure they never step foot in this studio. I'm so sorry. The last thing I do is to need to see one of my daughters on, as Lou puts it, the Symbian. How about that was an amazing segment? How about Lou being like, get on the Symbian? wanted to be like, and nobody corrected him.
No.
Well, we're not here to correct Lou.
He was a great guest. I really liked him.
Lou is a terrific guy. He wants to come back, by the way.
God,
Oh
and
my
you know
God,
what I can't get out of my head is
now?
the image of him and Amy Fisher in Disney World with their kids. Like that, for some reason, really resonated
Well,
with
they
me.
have their public life and their private life.
Well, I understand that, but oh my God! And who was it? Was it Artie or somebody who was like, "Do you have any problems with the fact that your wife walked up to a woman and shot her in the face?"
that was Artie.
That was years ago. Come on, she's a
come
great
on.
girl.
She's doing her own thing now.
Come on, honey. Come on, shoot my ex-wife in
We
the head.
all
Come
make
on.
mistakes.
I really liked him as a guest, though. He was
Lou-
gamer, man. He came in and did it.
Lou played his A game, as they say on the show. You're absolutely right. In fact, we would like you to coach the girls on the Sibian next.
Yeah, right.
I want Lou to coach Jerry on the Sibian.
So, Jerry, there's no regrets about marriage, having children. I mean, you had a bachelor lifestyle. You
Not
had
at all.
And they don't have a nanny? They don't have help?
No nanny?
We have a daytime nanny, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But I have to say, since we've
Where are the kids now? I mean, Rebecca's shooting. Where are you? What is this?
We've been in Toronto. Rebecca's been doing a movie up there.
Are the kids up there with her?
Yeah, the kids are up there with her. My parents are up there helping out.
Oh.
That's the other weird thing when you have kids. Now your parents are completely part of your
listen,
life.
dude, we're not all staying in one bed. We have like two.
Yeah, but now you're going to. It's almost like being a kid again. Now you start relying on being with your parents.
Well, what do you want me to say, Howard? We have
It's
babies,
tough.
you know. I mean,
it's
it's
going to be
gonna
rough, man.
Yeah.
And you're used to, listen, no offense, you're used to some hot pussy, some wild nights. I mean,
Why would they have a
this guy's-
full-time nanny?
I don't know.
You know what? Just because
They will. I'll tell you what is going to happen.
Hold on a second. You just
They
also
will.
don't want
How much
somebody.
you want to bet you're going to have a full-time nanny?
I bet we don't.
Okay, how much?
I will bet
you
you-
want to bet me? You really want to bet me?
I'll get it in 1,000.
You will. You bet the farm. You are going to have
What do we
two
bet?
full-time nannies.
Listen, I don't want to bet you personally. I'll bet
course you
$100 to the North Shore Animal League.
All
Fuck
right.
them. They got enough money. How many fucking dogs with limps are there in the world?
Hey, let's bet whether Jerry falls in love with the nanny. That'd be cool.
No, you know what? I would actually.
You really have to
and I
write
know
to
you're
People
gonna.
magazine.
And I know you're
Rebecca's
about to
going to
call
hire
me.
that nanny. It's going to look like Susan Boyle.
I know you're about to call me a pussy and everything, but I would actually
Pussy.
never get a. I would never get a hot nanny, man.
Why?
Because it would just be
Yeah,
too.
it
It
would
would be
kill
too
you.
much stress.
That's
It would be
creepy,
too much.
huh?
It would cause too much
It's not-
coming.
no.
What's the current daytime nanny look like? It ain't no 20-year-old Swedish girl, huh? What is it? What is she looking like?
Enough said.
She's a very nice woman. No,
Yeah.
I wanted to finish my story about my friends because it comes into this nanny, this daytime nanny.
The friends who send you the porno links?
Friends who send me the porn, it's like, check out this drill bit. It's amazing. It cuts right. It's just an incredible. So I click on it, and our computer is hooked into our stereo, and of course it's some woman with like a giant dildo drill in her vagina going,
Yeah.
and our computer is hooked up to our stereo. So the nanny's there with the two kids, and throughout the house you heard like, oh God, yeah, fuck my pussy, dropping loads, oh God. And my nanny, who is Latin, was like, and looked over at our computer, and I was like, oh fuck, collapse screen, collapse screen, collapse screen.
Sometimes it doesn't turn off.
No, and the nanny said, I don't like that. And I was like, I'm very sorry. You shouldn't have seen that. And I was thinking, oh, God, I'm going to be brought up on workplace
Now you're
harassment.
answering to a nanny. It's
Now I'm
really
like
great.
now I'm like Artie and Robin Quivers'
I thought
harassment.
it was weird
suit.
that you named one of the girls Charlie after your brother. I mean, your brother's alive, right?
Yeah, but
I mean,
I'm.
you know.
Well, what does that got to do with
Because when
anything?
when Uncle Charlie comes over, then there's Charlie and Charlie and.
Well, we wanted to name a girl a boy's name.
It's
I
a
can't
cute
explain
name,
it.
but
you know.
I mean, it is your brother's name.
Why not Rocco?
Right. Why not Rocco?
Daniel.
Hey, Howard, I have to ask you something, and don't get upset at this, because do you feel any pressure from Beth now that you're married to have children of your own?
Yes.
Okay, and let me just tell you.
You're kidding.
Well, I have to imagine, not from Beth directly. She's never said to me, I want children.
You're projecting
She
it
tells
onto
me that
her.
a lot of people work on her. I'm talking about relatives, friends, everyone when I'm not around.
See, that's
well,
what
let me just
happens.
tell you.
I hate that
Let me just tell you,
everybody gets involved.
Rebecca and I dated for years, for 4 years.
Right.
And really no talk.
Best 4 years of your life.
Oh, stop it.
Really no talk of kids. Yeah, man. When you're dating them, you can abuse it.
Right.
But
fucking that pussy.
Literally, the day you get married.
Fucking out a little bit of this, right?
Full fist.
That's
fist fucking man. No kid talk.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry.
The day you get married, it really becomes, especially, Beth and Rebecca are of approximate
Same age. Yeah.
Same age. It really becomes about, listen, I want to have kids. And when you're married, Howard, you really can't. We got another dog. I really delayed it. Got another dog. Got 2 cats.
Yeah,
I mean, I was like,
Beth's been pressuring me for cats and dogs.
Oh yeah, no, and that's your next thing.
Yeah,
You're
I
even
said
going
I
to
don't want a zoo.
You're going to even get into like gecko and parrot and cockatoo.
No, you want to know why I'm not? Because
we got a gibbon.
Like Beth came home the other day. When she works at North Shore Animal League all the time, and she came home. She goes, "Oh my God, look at this adorable dog." She took a picture of it. I said, as it is, the dog we have wakes us up at 4 in the morning on weekends, and poor Beth sometimes is out in the morning with the dog. Right. I said we can barely get any sleep. I said, why would we complicate our lives with another dog?
Hey.
Well, I need things. I need, it's me too. I need a cat. She wanted to bring a cat in.
Bro, welcome to my life.
I said,
Rebecca,
look, I don't.
Rebecca watches Jillian Reynolds on That Good Day L.A.
Right.
Who's listening? Hi, Jillian.
Right.
And
Jillian Barbary.
Jillian Reynolds.
Who's Jillian Reynolds?
Jillian Reynolds. She's
She'll leave him.
Her
soon.
husband. No, her husband's cool. He's a cool dude. He really is.
Somebody told me Jillian had changed her name.
Super cool dude.
Is he the actor guy?
I don't know if he's an actor.
He is an actor sometimes.
Listen, I spent an evening with him. I would love to hate him too because she's gorgeous, and I would love to hate her husband.
He was at the wedding that you didn't come to.
He is really nice.
I spent 10 minutes with him.
She has a thing where she's like, adopt a pet. My wife watches that morning show, and she's like, oh, God, look at this one. And I have to be like, shut the TV off and be like, if you get this dog, I'm out.
I got to tell you something. I walked home yesterday. I walk into my building in my elevator. I open up the elevator, and 3 screaming, blonde-haired children came running out. Like this. They went, They were like 3 years old. It was absolutely the most horrible sound. The mother walks out and goes, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I realized, like, that's the hell that she's in. Hold it. I walked
it's different
upstairs.
when it's your screaming children. That's what they
You're
say.
damn right it is, because you can't run away from them. Yeah. And I walked upstairs to Beth. I said, I just had the most horrible experience.
Oh, you go and tell her that.
And she goes, I know what you're doing. Okay, I get it. You don't want to have kids. I said, that's right. I said, I only wish you had been with me to see this fucking disaster scene.
You know what? Somebody was telling me the other day that, Alec Baldwin, I think he was with Charlie Rose or something, and, he's like, what happened? Kim Basinger, you're married, you're having a good time. What was going on? He goes, I got sick of the animals.
Really?
He said, I couldn't take it. 15 cats.
Who said that?
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, right.
Beth didn't crawl into a ball and go, I want to be.
No. She said to me
She hasn't gotten to that point yet.
She reiterated,
well,
I don't want to have a kid.
Okay.
I'm not looking for a kid.
So why should
you have
bring
nothing
up
to worry
what
about.
people are saying?
Well, listen, let me just say. I have a theory. Howard can't. He has to break it to a very close part. A very close family member to Howard is this show and this audience and everything. And it's like getting married to Beth. You got to ease it in.
But you know
just
what?
do.
I don't want more kids.
He managed it.
But you know what? You're doing. You're being. It's a little rude to Beth because she's a woman.
Rude to Beth.
And she's a mid-30s woman, and you should really think about
you're
that.
Right. I feel terrible. I feel selfish. I've said to Beth, please, no. I can't go through having kids again.
Yeah,
and
I know,
I
but
love you.
How many chess games? How many chess games can you play, dude?
Endless.
Like how many?
Endless. I love it. It's endless.
How many different cell phones can you talk about? You gotta have a fucking kid.
This past week, I played the 3 best chess games of my life. My
and
teacher
that's
even
incredible.
Said,
and it was incredible hearing about your cell phone selection for months on end. But honestly, if you sometimes you should maybe push that energy to maybe.
No.
And maybe
I've raised 3 kids.
Why are you pressuring him, Jerry?
This is what Beth goes through.
Because
you're miserable and you want me to.
He wants you in his club
that's not
now.
true,
Jerry,
man.
I'm going to be honest with you now, because you say so. I know Jerry can't possibly be all that happy. Jerry's had an incredible life. And he's a young man, and I know he must. He's now hanging out with his parents again.
No,
he's got a woman
who won't let him jerk off.
To his porn.
His wife's tits hurt when he touches them. I mean, there is like, sometimes. Come on, be clean. Be honest with guys, because you're talking up something that I don't even think you believe.
One time, I was at Rebecca's work a couple weeks ago, and Artie will know what I'm talking about, but they call them they call trailers, they call them 2-bangers and 3-bangers. And a 2-banger that means it's a truck, it's an 18-wheel truck, and it's divided into two rooms.
You used to go into those trailers and bang Rebecca. Now you would baby.
The banging meant something else.
Okay. Now, a 3-banger is you get a smaller room, and that's usually for what they call day player actors. Okay,
yes. Right.
So, Rebecca's working on this TV show, and Rebecca has a 2-banger, which is like what you get if you're a star.
Right.
And the kids had a separate room, right, for our children, where they were nursed and everything, and they had a 3-banger, and I had to spend like 6 hours in a 3-banger. Now, I'm a fucking established actor, dude. I worked hard to get 2-banger status.
Right.
And here I am with 2 fucking screaming babies in a 3-banger. I haven't been in a 3-banger since I was a fat fucking Stand By Me. Those days are long gone, dude. And I walk into that, and she's like, "Here's your room," and I was like, "Whoa." Like I was like usually when a lot of productions try to cheap you out and put you in a 3-banger, and you have to go, "No, it's in my contract. I got a 2-banger." No, listen. So I was in that trailer, and the kids were screaming for hours. And I remember thinking to myself, and by the way, you kind of understand, like, shaking baby syndrome and all that stuff. You're like,
yes,
you're like going crazy.
You have to write another apology letter.
No, you understand how less intelligent, less informed parents
than you.
How much less?
Less informed parents can
who
lose
don't
their
have
stuff.
help and stuff, right?
Who don't, and
That's right.
like because these kids go crazy.
He's being honest.
Because their life is a
listen,
3-banger.
I'm not
There's
in
never
any,
a mic.
I just want to say I'm not in any way. I'm saying it's an awful problem, and it's something that parents should be educated before
Jerry
they're
is
allowed
being
to leave
honest.
hospitals.
He's being honest. Most parents do not know what they're in for when those kids come. They don't understand.
How about no parents?
Right, and it is very trying. Now, listen, you're a much younger guy than I am.
And I want to say, I thought to myself, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, this is crazy.
Right.
Like, this is crazy.
That's why there's never microwaves in a
You're
3-banger.
sitting there and saying, Howard's having a fabulous life. He's banging away with his wife. They're having a blast. Hey, Howard, come join the misery. And that's not fair to do to me.
Be in a 3-banger with me.
You should say to Beth, you should be honest and say, I understand shaken baby syndrome now.
Listen.
And you should go tell Beth
No,
that.
listen. First of all, I want to say that it's awful, and that is awful, and any sort of violence to children is disgusting and awful, and should be punished at the strictest, highest level.
You hear that, people?
Of the law.
You're a much younger man than I am.
I want to say
I raised 3 children. Listen to me, Jeff.
You're in the same kind of shape he is.
Wait a second. No, I'm not. Believe me, I'm tired. I raised 3 children. I enjoyed being with those 3 children. I still do. But I'm at a different point in my life. You've had fun. You've been out there. You had a great time. Okay, and now you're taking on this big challenge. I get it. But you wouldn't take it on again. Let's say something happens to
You're
Rebecca.
going to have more kids, aren't you?
Yeah,
no, this is it.
Exactly.
This is it.
So
this is it.
You're not a good
honestly,
advertisement
do me a
for what
favor.
you're trying to promote.
When you see Beth, say, that's it for him. Don't say go have more kids. You're being selfish.
Yeah, Howard, there's a weird thing right now that we're not addressing here. Because, so in other words, if you're convinced that Beth doesn't want to have kids, why is there any pressure at all on either one of you? Like,
but this is exactly the marriage thing. They kept talking about marriage until they got married. Now they keep talking about kids until they're going to have kids.
Right. If Beth really doesn't want kids, she would never even bring that up to you.
Yeah, they don't want to go to Alaska. It's never discussed.
Yeah. You know, so...
I think she wants to go to Alaska. She said something about Alaska.
If she wants kids, then you're going to Alaska.
Dominic, go ahead. We're here with
Dominic's going to be like, nah,
By the way, Jerry O'Connell, we haven't even mentioned this, is in Obsessed, opening this Friday in theaters everywhere.
Hey, listen, I'm in another movie called Baby on Board. You got to mention that as well.
Jerry is in Baby on Board, opening this Friday in select theaters. I'll ask you what those movies are.
Maybe it'll be Baby
Overboard. The Obsessed movie is the Beyonce movie, right?
We're going to get to that.
Shaking Baby Board.
Dominic, you're on the...
Mayday! Jerry, I don't know if you realize, but you just called them 2 fucking babies.
What?
You called them those 2 fucking babies.
Well, listen, I was trying to explain to Howard about, like, the frustration of having children. I was actually, we
know he hates his kids.
I don't. I love them very much. Come on. What do you want, Dominic?
Dominic's struggling. He's struggling.
Dominic always calls me John Stamos whenever he calls. What
you
do you
love
want?
little Charlie and Dominique.
Dolly and Charlie, 2 beautiful babies. I saw the picture.
Now,
They
who
are.
is Dolly named after?
Dolly Parton.
His other brother.
You see, Rebecca loves Dolly. I'll tell you the backstory.
All right.
Rebecca loves Dolly Parton.
She really?
Yes.
What is that all
By the
about?
way, Dolly Parton has written a song about me. It'll be appearing on her next album.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of remember hearing something about that, but
Hates
isn't it
me.
more of a hateful song because
and
you
I'm very
mashed
honored.
together her...
I'm honored. I'm honored. First of all, the fact that she could be offended by mashing together her words is amazing.
Wow, I wonder what the song is going to be called.
It's called I'm a Big Dummy by Dolly Parton.
Yeah. Dominic, thank you for the call.
And also to show you how confusing life can be, Leslie and I are dating again.
Of course you
get
are.
out.
Nobody's surprised but you.
This guy, he married. Do you know his backstory? He was married 2 times. He meets this Leslie at work. They get married.
Get divorced.
You get divorced. Worse divorce.
Right.
They get married again.
Well,
they divorce.
They have an even worse divorce.
And now Dominic's dating her again.
All right.
But the last divorce involved some violence.
You're very, very...
No violence.
Plate of spaghetti.
Dominic. Yeah, right. Didn't you claim she hit her over?
I don't remember anything like that.
Listen how bad this was. You got to hear this, Jerry.
I don't want to discuss it. Don't discuss
I'm discussing it with Jerry.
You brought it up.
She claimed that Dominic hit himself over the head with a plate of spaghetti.
And he claimed
she hit him over the head with a plate of spaghetti. All right, Dominic.
Jerry, congratulations on the children. Good
Hey,
morning.
thanks, Dom. Dominic, tell me the truth right now. Hello?
He's gone.
He's gone.
He can't talk.
Good luck boating this season.
I want to know who really hit who over the head with a plate of spaghetti.
Well, yeah, I knew they'd be dating again. They're obsessed with each other.
Hey, sometimes real love gets physical, you know?
I don't know, man. Those two shouldn't be near. They should have restraining orders.
Have you and Beth ever laid hands on each other?
It happens.
Only in love.
Only lovingly.
Well, it'll happen when you have kids.
You know, Beth and I, have you? Well, Rebecca's already laid hands on you. Has she laid hands on you since the kids?
No, but I mean, we argue. We just do, you know. But I mean,
what do you argue
about?
You
know, a lot of times I get on Rebecca about spending.
She a big spender?
You know, sometimes nothing crazy. It's just. Unlike Sal, I tell her, like, listen, we need to buckle down here, you know?
Was she into bags and shoes?
No, she's really good about it. She's really good. But, like, shopping a lot online, using eBay a lot, really trying to cut corners.
Beth shops a lot.
Yeah, but, I mean, Beth also works, you know? I mean...
So does Rebecca. Yeah. What do you got to weigh in about?
I don't know. I try to keep the nut as small as I can, you know?
Yeah. Right. You got to keep that in line.
And also, you have kids. You want to worry about college. I don't want to get into it. Nobody wants to hear about this.
No, we do.
We're loving it.
Anyway, listen. The movie Obsessed.
Right.
What is that?
Beyonce Knowles.
Could she act?
Yeah.
She can't sing, we heard.
Right.
Yeah, we heard her sing. She better be able to act.
Honestly, can't say a bad thing about that woman.
She was nice to you? Do you have love scenes with her or anything?
I don't. She is married to a guy named Idris Elba who played Stringer Bell on The Wire.
She
Great
divorced
show.
Jay-Z?
No. This
No,
is in the
this
movie.
is in the movie.
Try to keep up.
I really thought.
Man, she's just raised right. I don't know what it is. Texas girl, just strong family.
Yeah.
She just came to set, and
I thought she's big on her lower body. Is she?
No, she looks good.
She
all
looks
over.
good.
She's short though.
She's beautiful, man.
Yeah?
She's beautiful. When you get up close to her, she's really like she's striking. She's...
Big titties?
I don't want to talk about Jay-Z's wife in that manner.
You ever bring
anyone else?
Does Jay-Z ever come over with her to your place?
I did not. No,
Have you socialized with them?
I have never met Jay-Z. No.
Oh, he wasn't on the set at all?
No, he was not.
Did Rebecca come by the set?
Not that set. No.
It'd be cool if you could get Beyonce and Rebecca in bed just to fuck around a little bit.
You know, it's probably not going to happen, and I just want to say, whoever is married to Jay-Z, I feel extremely uncomfortable with this, and I have nothing but respect for Jay-Z and all of his...
He's not a gangster.
Is he a gangster?
He's a businessman.
He's a businessman. Also see Jerry in Baby on Board.
Thank you.
Now, what's that all?
I can't believe Fred isn't playing the music.
It sounds like a movie John Travolta would have made before Pulp Fiction.
What is Baby on Board, really?
It's a film I made in Chicago with the very lovely Heather Graham. And
is she lovely?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Cute, funny.
Love scenes with her or anything?
Yeah, we have a couple of love scenes. She does have very nice breasts.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice.
Her tits are nice.
I didn't see them in person, but I have seen them online.
Wow. Well, listen, man, you were living the life. Now you're not.
Oh, it's great.
And
I think Jerry seems happy to me.
Yeah, it's great.
But he's always, ever since I've known him, he seemed happy.
Hey, listen, Howard, you got a lot of guys here who have kids and a lot of guys who like talk about the fact that they have kids and compare their lives with yours, and it's like, and I'm not using that as an excuse.
But did you ever think when you met Rebecca and how hot it was, like now you're beating off in the kitchen, and you know what I mean?
Did you never think you were going to have kids with her? You thought you'd get married and you just continue?
I don't know. You just don't think like that. You take it one step at a time. We went out for a few years, then, we wanted to get married, and we got married, and then pretty much immediately it was, let's have kids.
So she never said anything about kids before?
I didn't want kids as soon as we had kids. I wanted to wait a little bit, but
she was in a rush.
Hey, listen, it's not completely up to me, I mean, it isn't.
Doesn't sound like a lot is up to you, actually.
Well, listen, Howard, they're women. They have,
You have to read the situation. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And listen, good luck. God bless you. You got your parents living with you. And
you have the full-time nanny and all that stuff.
Hey, but you know what? Better my parents than having some, strange lady taking care of our kids.
By the way,
really?
I understand how bad you are in fantasy football. You came in dead last in our fantasy football league.
Well, I had a lot of problems with it. I had a lot of early injuries. I picked up Braylon Edwards, who just did nothing this season. And what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? I had a really bad season. I hope to do a little better next season.
You're going to be in the next season?
It's a really embarrassing when you're losing to JD week after week. I did beat Jason, though. Thank God. Thank God Almighty above. And by the way, he had the audacity to call me out on the site, and then I was like, God, just let me beat Jason, please, and I did.
Who was your main quarterback? Did you have LaDainian Tomlinson? You get your boy there?
No, I had this theory that Derek Anderson of the Browns and Braylon Edwards were going to have a big season, so I picked them up pretty early. And come on, this isn't a sports show. We'll save that for.
Well, I don't know. I like
disaster, huh?
I like hearing how you lost.
Yeah. Well, listen, I like you.
Thank you, Howard.
And listen, you're going to go through what you're going to go through. This is your lot in life now, and just grin and bear it. And by the way, Gary, what's the website you think that Jerry's on with the sex stuff?
Oh, you think you know?
It's not a secret.
You mean what porn site is he on?
Yeah, somebody hit it up for me. They said...
How about YouPorn?
YouPorn, yeah.
It's not a secret. I mean, it's pretty common knowledge.
You're not on SpankWire.com?
No, I'm not on that.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, after he was trash talking with Jason over the football stuff, Jerry posted a bunch of pictures of Jason looking really odd.
Wow. What, do you take a picture of him?
Yeah, they get vicious on those sites.
Well, and go see the movie Obsessed. That's with Beyonce. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it looks like a good movie.
And you play a guy, I guess, who's obsessed with Beyonce,
No.
right?
No, I don't. A guy that works, a woman that works in our office is obsessed with Beyonce's husband. And
husband.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it would have been better.
With Jay-Z?
No.
And see Jerry and Baby on Board, where you are the star of the film.
Yes.
And you're with Heather Graham.
That's right.
And there's some love scenes.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say one other thing. Hey, Artie, I don't know if you mentioned this in the show already. I'm sorry I wasn't listening. I took the train up here. But, man, Dave Letterman mentioned Too Fat to Fish again the other night.
Did he again?
Again.
Yeah, no, actually, they've been very supportive of me over there.
He said that Hugo Chavez gave a copy of it to Obama.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's
The
good.
present they exchange.
I knew that title would pay off.
That's so funny.
I know.
So you're not going to have any more kids. Are you going to use condoms for birth control? What are you going to use?
Howard, unlike you, I feel that something's missing when you use condoms. And
So what
when
are you
I'm
gonna do?
married and we're just monogamous, I feel like one of the perks is that you don't have to use condoms anymore.
So what are you going to do? Pull out?
Pull and pray. That's exactly what we do.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
So then you might have more kids.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm pretty good about pulling and praying.
What about the morning after pill? Would you do something like that, or is that?
Please.
Well, you have to do it.
But you go through. I mean, Howard, you are extraordinary.
Where do you finish?
In that you don't want, like, you're married to such a beautiful woman, and you want to use a rubber. I
don't mind a rubber.
I finish. I pull out. I tell Rebecca not to look at me, and then I stare at myself in the mirror, and I go dropping loads, dropping loads, and then
I would finish.
and then the cat licks it up.
I would finish on the scar. The new scar. Right on.
Too new for that.
What do you mean
Actually,
too
it has
new?
healing powers.
I mean, he's married to Rebecca Romaine. You can't use a rubber, man.
What are you kidding me? Of course you can. Listen,
Howard, I don't know, man.
He pulls out.
You're the only guy.
pre-cum.
I know. I guess
Pre-cum. You
Well,
ever
you're
hear
the
that?
only guy I know that likes a rubber.
Hey, let me ask you something, and don't answer this if you don't want to. Do you still use a condom with
Yes.
Beth?
Yes, of course. He does.
I'll
Hey, man,
answer anything you want.
Have you ever not used a condom with Beth? Have you ever felt
Yes.
Beth's sugar walls?
Without giving away too much, yes, I have.
Well, what happened
man,
there?
Wasn't it incredible, dude?
Yes.
I mean, so.
Yes.
So that
Come on.
time you pulled out?
By the way,
Yes.
wait until you fill her up like gas is under $1 again. You're going to freak out.
What do you mean fill her up?
You know what he talks
He's
about.
using all that
talking
stuff.
about-
Baby?
Can we go to
Yeah.
Can we go to commercial before he does another Sheena Easton reference?
I mean, fill her up. What, are you kidding me? I don't want any more kids.
Yeah, but I know what he's talking
I
about.
love
It's like
that.
that's an incredible. I mean, God got it so right.
Artie.
A cock and a vagina.
And it's so right for
You're
me.
looking a little Jim Jones
You
over
could
there
put
right
a plastic
now,
bag over my penis, and I like
Hey,
it.
I want to say one last thing.
know, but
Benji, you got to be careful on Craigslist, dude. You got to be careful. People are dying out there. People are dying.
I
Isn't
think
that
he
awful
might be
about that
the
girl? How
cause of
cute
it.
was that girl
Terrible,
in Boston?
terrible.
He's loaded with public service announcements.
I like the fiance of the accused killer.
It's saying he was framed.
It's like she's going to stick by him.
Dude,
You know,
he's got the hand ties in his apartment. He's got like he was on his way to Foxwoods.
Yeah, he was going to gamble. This was to cover his gambling debt.
Do you ever think we
Benji,
want?
you got to be careful, dude.
But do you ever think we want Benji to get killed out there?
No,
Calm
but
down.
what Nobody wants Benji to
what
get
a
killed.
twisted scheme they're doing in the paper. They're saying, okay, kids abused. This is what the police are saying. And again, we don't know if he's guilty or not. But the police are saying that the guy he loves to play poker, even in high school. So in order to get money, he goes on Craigslist, gets with these chicks, plastic handcuffs them, whatever that is.
The zip tie.
The
zip
FBI, the DEA uses. Don't ask me how I know, but the DEA uses.
Right. And then, what's the difference between plastic handcuffs and metal ones?
Well, it's all economy.
They're
And
quick.
these are
They're
very
ETs.
quick,
You just-
yeah.
It's a quick tie-up.
What the fuck is the difference?
Well,
it's
the metal
money.
costs money, and it's
Oh, it does?
yeah.
All right. So then he robs these girls, takes the money, and takes his fiancée down to, let's say, Foxwoods, and gambles the money because he's a poker and plays $1,000 hands.
Right,
of poker.
he's got money to burn.
It's so, and also.
Now,
Man.
no one can believe it. Everyone in his life, even his parents and stuff, are like, you got to be kidding. This kid's the son of a dentist. He grew up in the lap of luxury. He's a BU pre-med student.
God, it's so
Good
awful,
looking.
too. That girl was so pretty, the one that he killed, you know?
Yeah.
It's
If it was
so
an
awful.
ugly chick, I know it would have been like, who cares?
Yeah, who cares, right?
And also, the thing that's kind of disgusting about it is that, you're meeting, women on Craigslist. It's kind of scary to begin with. It's also scary for a woman. And then this dude just takes full advantage of that. I mean, it's one thing if he's going up to people, guys, and bashing them on the back of the head.
No.
But he's,
Guys
like,
don't do that. They
preying on,
prey
like,
on women.
girls.
It's terrible. Listen,
terrible.
I don't know. Like,
Right.
I happen to be able to meet chicks because I'm on this show and in show business or whatever, but I don't know how desperate I'd have to be if I wasn't in show business to go on Craigslist. But it doesn't seem like not
Benji does it.
I know, but Benji does very well. But don't you think it's a little creepy? I mean,
I think it's probably the creepiest thing ever on the planet.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you just can't. First of all, you got to protect yourself even as a guy. You're going to go into a room with some
I
so-called
worry
chick. It
about
could even be.
Benji. Yeah,
it could
she
even
could
be
be crazy.
It could even be a shim.
Whatever.
A
But
shim,
it
and that's
could be
worse.
a crazy
Right.
person of either sex,
Could either be
and
a
you could be in trouble.
Could be a she-male. Could be. It could be anything.
Look,
in
if
there.
it's a she-male and it's after the sex, one of us is walking out of there dead.
My other favorite
Walking
guy.
dead.
My other favorite guy is that pirate dude that they caught.
Oh,
He's
he
smiling
doesn't
and now
know
he's
what
crying.
His deal is
Well, it's first of all, the
Bluebeard?
guy's completely out of it.
18 years old.
Yeah, well, someone got a hold of the guy's dad over in that godforsaken country he comes from. And
Somalia.
And they were saying, tell them that he's 15. So they were like,
Oh, they were lying about his age?
so they were like, we don't know his age. We think he's 15. Like, imagine your dad doesn't know your age.
Well, at the same time, he's probably looking at 3 squares and a bed to sleep in
Yeah,
for
that
a
was
pretty
why
long
he
time.
was
So that's going to
smiling.
be kind of exciting. You
Jail
know,
is
he's
like
going
a
to
hotel to him.
You know
he's
what's
gonna
amazing, though?
get all the TV he wants
this
and
is
maybe
what's-
some handball.
This is what's wrong with the American criminal justice system. So you hear there are pirates. They capture a captain. We take out 3 of them.
And one is left.
One is left. They bring him to this country. You see, he's this smiling kid who obviously is, close to retarded, probably.
Right.
But meanwhile, you see him, you start to feel bad for him, but you can't.
He would have killed
He would have
that
killed
guy,
that
yeah.
captain. He would have been part of the
Yeah.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
We can't get swayed by this bullshit. We got to stop this already.
Yeah. Well, I think the interesting thing is that now he's on American soil, which I think sort of changes the whole your thinking of it. He's not so much of a predator as much as it's like seeing him with all the flashbulbs and being wheeled around by FBI or whatever or marshals, you sort of, it puts it into perspective that, you know, these guys aren't like, you know, Jack, what's his name, like pirates. Like,
most of these kids become pirates because in that country there's absolutely no way of making a living. You know? They have no food, nothing.
And some of them are co-opted into it. You know, they're forced because, you know, hey, the gang needs more members.
But it's good. You have an open way of thinking. You're not just thinking like, fuck, hang this fucking guy. You're thinking like...
I want to hang him, but you know,
you're like...
I feel bad for him, too. I'm going to hang him.
That's the thing. He's now being painted as a victim himself.
Well, that's a sign of compassion and intelligence, guys. I'm very proud of you.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's why this show is...
That's my influence on the show.
We're evolving.
If he had shot that captain, we'd have a whole different thought.
Well, of course.
There you go. Anyway, Jerry, you've discussed politics. You've discussed your masturbation. You've discussed your new movies, Obsession.
You gave us your favorite Sheena Easton lyric.
Obsessed and Baby on Board opening this Friday.
Thank you.
Good for you working this much. Look
Both
at you.
movies are opening?
Yeah, they're opening. Yeah.
Wow.
In theaters Friday.
Jerry is one of those guys it's a very successful actor. I first met him in like 1995, and he was doing a show on Fox called Sliders.
Right.
And he was the nicest guy then, by the way. Like, someone had told him... I was
not a complete douchebag?
No, I mean, someone had told him...
This is not an act?
I was doing Mad TV, and I was very nervous because I was out there for the first time, and someone, I guess, told him I was from New Jersey. And he came up to me and he said, "Hey, man, I heard you're from New Jersey. My family's from Newark."
He was
blah,
nice
blah, blah.
to you.
I mean, he was without any provocation, just like came up to me and I said, and it took me a while, but then I realized you were from Stand By Me. And he was always friendly to me at the parties there, which is hard to do.
Well,
and here it is, like, you know, he's still working. 13.
Well,
Jerry,
also,
by the way,
I had just moved to L.A. as well, and I had no friends. And when you meet someone from,
you looked at Artie and said, "Hey, there's a guy who's got to be desperate for
No,
friends."
but he was. But you were established in the acting world, and you know.
But, I mean, I had not lived in L.A., and to be honest, I'd really only done Stand By Me and a couple of other little things. I was new to L.A. just like you were, you know, getting an apartment.
Would you mind if I offered this to the prosecution? Instead of blocking this kid in jail, this pirate.
Yes.
What if we have him locked in that trailer with Rebecca and the kids?
The three-banger?
Three-banger. And he's got to sit there all day and watch the kids for, like, eternity.
I'm sorry. I don't know about his baby skills. I need a reference or two.
Fair enough.
How'd it go, man?
It went great. It's always fun.
Now, you're not, you're doing pretty well, right? Howard thinks that you're not that happy because of the kids and your sex life and...
Look,
he doesn't believe it.
I personally feel Howard is getting a tremendous amount of pressure from his situation to probably enter another cycle of fatherhood. And I think maybe he's trying to lay some of that on me. And, you know, I'm there to be like, listen, it's not so bad. It really isn't bad.
You think he should go for it?
Of course he should, man. You're married to Beth. Of course you should have kids with that. Why not? I mean, she's a beautiful woman. I would have kids with her, but I'm married and have kids with somebody else.
Yeah, I think you get in trouble for that.
Yeah, and also it'd be weird if I hooked up with Howard's ex-wife.
I really am. Nah, I kind of am. I'm kind of done. I mean, I love it here, and I love doing the radio show and all that stuff. But I think after a year and a half more worth of shows, it's time for me to sing my swan song. You know, and some things are starting to bother me, and I don't want it to get ugly.
Oh.
You know what I mean? There are things around here that are bothering me.
I see.
And I'm not the type that complains to people, so I just let it brew inside of me, and then I just leave. But, I don't know. Stuff bothers me. Stuff bothers me all the time, but I don't know. It's enough already of me.
Well, David Hinckley just had to change his article.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You know, it's like Jimmy said to me over the week. He goes, "You got to stay. You know, it's so great. The show's never been better. Blah 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 blah. You guys work so well together." I said, "Yeah." I said, "We do." I said, "We're good at this, but how much longer can you keep doing this thing?"
Well, here's a rap that everybody gives me, and so I'll ask you now. You'll be fine doing nothing. Everyone says, "Can Howard get?" You know, people go, "Howard, I know his personality. I listen to him. He's a personality. Can he stay home and do nothing?"
Well, he won't be. Doesn't have to do nothing. You know.
No, there are things I could do. I could straighten the pillows. I have to have a meeting. I have meetings about everything. You know. I guess I am the. I am the leader of the show, so I meet about everything. My meeting today is with Gary, Laura, my assistant, and Tracy.
Uh-huh.
Because something set me off. Carol Leifer, who was our guest the other week, sent me a box of chocolate. So, I get a list of things that were sent in. So now probably that's a week old or something, or, I don't know how many days old.
It came in last Wednesday.
So I got word today. So, I got to put a system in place where somebody back there goes, oh, Carol Leifer was a guest. She sent Howard a personal note and a gift. It should go right over to Howard.
Right.
In other words, we're not going to go through the usual system of putting. If someone's got to be
a week later, it'll show up at Howard's desk.
Somebody's got to be a little bit on top of that, so that I can get and then I want to figure out how I can get a note to Carol Leifer real quick, a personal note. Like maybe I dictate it to either Tracy or Laura, and they. I don't know if any of them. Laura takes dictation. I can just go, hey, Carol, thanks so much. You were great. And then right away, it gets acknowledged that we got her box of chocolates. Because that's really nice of her to do.
Doesn't fall into the black hole of, wow, I wonder if my gift got there.
Yeah. So then I called Laura last night. I said, how do we get this done? I said, let's have a conference call. Because if I don't conduct it, it'll never get done because no one takes it seriously.
Well, we would take that. See, we would take that seriously without you.
Gary, how many years we've been doing this? 20-something years.
Right, but we have
nobody can figure out that, like, when Carol Leifer sends something, that I should know about it pretty quickly. I mean, who wants a box of chocolates sitting around for a week anyway?
It wasn't a week, Howard. It hasn't been a week. You knew yesterday. It got here late Wednesday afternoon, and you knew yesterday. That is some time, but it's not a week.
I don't know. And then, like, it's sitting in your office, and like, who opens the mail? You?
No, Tracy opens the mail.
Right.
She logs
Tracy says you get the box of chocolates.
No, that's not true.
That's what she said.
Tracy opens up all the mail.
Yeah.
She logs it in. So it's, Carol Leifer sent this,
right.
And then everything comes through me just so I could see it, because some things I put in your bag that day.
Right.
Some things I just need to know that you're getting, even if you don't take them. I need to know that somebody sent you a screener, whether you saw it or not.
Okay.
I need to know that a book came, so when they call, I can say, yeah, we saw the book.
See, I know I'm going to have a meeting today, and I'm never going to get to the bottom of this. I'm already zoning out.
Having the meeting, yeah.
I'm already zoning out. Like Gary,
we're in the meeting.
Like Gary's explaining it to me, and I just go, can't you just get this done?
It's like Jimmy talking about his breakup with Sarah.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like I just go, I don't know how to get it done, but you get it done.
But you get a list every day. I guess you just didn't see it quick enough.
No, but we get the list. By the time the list gets to me, and the time I get to read it, it's 5 days old.
Howard, I'm your man. Let me open all the mail.
You have the meeting,
and I'll log it in.
Yeah.
No, what you're saying is certain things should get personal attention. Like they shouldn't go through the system. You should just be expedited to you that Carol Leifer sent.
Right, but you can't.
And then something should be triggered to say, Howard, you dictate this thank you note to Carol Leifer, and it'll be sent right out.
Right.
We have the address.
There's certain, when you get them, these things need to be taken care of right away.
Like I noticed Letterman's got a system in place. Whenever I do anything for Letterman, there's a note that comes. It's typed, and it's like from the desk of David Letterman, and it goes like, hey, Howard, it was really good seeing you. Let's get together sometime, blah, 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 David Letterman.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell, like, he must... I don't even know that he writes it because it's typed. I don't even know that it's his thoughts. It seems like it's someone else is doing it for him.
Right.
But that's cool. I want that system. But I know I'm going to get on the phone today and be aggravated that I even have to take time to come up with a system. Like, I shouldn't have to.
Would you believe me if I told you we will handle it? You wouldn't.
I would. What are you going to do? Let me hear it.
Well, listen, this is the first you brought it up that you want something that quick. Because usually
wouldn't it be cool, like, if I said to Carol Leifer, hey, that was really nice of you to send something. It was totally unnecessary, but man, you're the greatest, and the
hardest part of the system is deciding who fits the bill.
Right.
Like in other words, if Mark Harris sends you something, does that fit the bill?
You answer the question. You answer your own question.
Probably not.
Okay.
But
so
I never
who
know
am I
with
talking?
you.
You think I'm talking about Mark Harris?
No, but I never know with you because sometimes you go.
You don't know the difference between Mark Harris and Carol Leifer?
I know the difference between them. But,
I don't.
But sometimes.
Yes, you do.
No, sometimes to you.
All right,
you're like,
name a name that you think you can't tell what to do. And then
Mark Harris must have been a bad example.
Right. If that's the example.
Beetlejuice send something, Gower.
I got to look at the schedule for the last couple of weeks.
All right.
No, that doesn't work. I was going to say D. Snyder.
All right. D. Snyder sends me something. What do you think is the answer?
You probably should know.
That's right.
Craig Gass.
What do you think?
You probably don't need to know.
Right.
You know already. You know. Now it's getting embarrassing.
Boy, this is an embarrassing game, isn't it?
Well, I didn't want to have the meeting off the air, but this is what happened.
This is getting embarrassing.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead.
Craig Gass is on top of the Chrysler
Craig Gass
building.
would send me something. It would be in the list, and then I could respond to it.
First of all, I know Craig Gass. He ain't sending you something.
You don't need to know immediately.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't need to know
Well,
that
he
day.
was just about to. Now he just put it down.
See,
Right. So, like Jimmy Kimmel, obviously, yes.
right, and then I want someone to say to me, "Okay, do you have a note you want us to send Jimmy?" And I'll just say, "Here's."
All right, here's a better example. Lisa Lampanelli was here the other day.
Good.
And she handed you, while you were in here, she said, here's an autographed DVD and CD. I'd love, for you to watch. But it's in her mind, it's a gift.
Okay. What do you think the answer is on that one?
Probably not.
Right.
See, you already know.
You know the answer to this.
Yeah, but Robin, here's the point, and you know this because you've seen me for 25 years. I know till I don't know. And then when I don't know,
Right.
I'm the biggest
All
dick
right,
in the
but
world.
even if you get it 99% of the time right,
meaningless.
You're helping me.
Fucking
No, you're
meaningless.
helping me.
No, because 1% will be the first 3 hours of the show.
Right, Gary's got a point.
No, listen. Okay.
Be honest.
Lisa Lampanelli is a great girl, but she gives me a DVD.
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking about.
Okay, Lisa. This is Lisa Renna.
Go ahead.
Send you her book.
Go ahead.
Hey, Howard. It's with a note. Howard, you're great. I think she sent the note something like, I couldn't wait for you to have this book. I think you're going to love it.
Okay.
Is that a gift or a promotional item?
What's your answer? What do you think?
I think it's a promotional item, but she
Right.
sees it as a gift.
We know that. And you'll put that on the list. And if I want to write to Lisa Renna, I'll write to Lisa Renna.
Even though she sent you a personal note.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I'll read the personal note and I'll figure out what
But does anybody in here understand that Howard might go, Gary, Lisa
Why
Renna
didn't
sent
you
me a
give me
fucking
that?
personal
But
note.
Gary, you got
Well, I'll
it
tell you
right.
when it'll happen. If Lisa Renna calls and says, "Did you ever get my book?"
Right,
Gary,
exactly.
You just got it 100% right. Every example you gave, you knew the answer to.
Yeah.
But Robin hit it
Yeah,
right.
but he-
Now, Gary, I'll give you an example.
But he also threw 95 great pitches out of 100.
Lisa Renna comes in here,
Yeah.
and she sends me a radio, an antique radio.
That's a yes.
Ah.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
I got one. Fran Drescher used to come in all the time. And
Go
then
ahead.
after she came in, I'm going to send you a gift. And she would send you those fucking croutons.
The pasta and the croutons.
Right.
It's a gift. Howard, I am sending you croutons because you're a good guy.
Okay. What do you think?
I think no.
Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking
I'm
about.
sending you croutons.
Send me the croutons, so I'll talk about them on the. But okay, Fran Drescher comes in, and she's on the air talking about she just bought a Kindle, and she thinks it's the greatest thing. So then you get a personal note in the mail from Fran Drescher, and it says, "Howard, I love being on the show. I want you to try a Kindle. I went out and got you one."
That's a yes. That's a resounding yes. Here's
so
one.
there you go.
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is a tough one, but
Go ahead.
Remember-
I bet you it's not tough.
okay. Remember the comedian Bobby Slayton? Used to
I
do a show
remember
with-
Bobby.
Bobby's wife owns a kids' clothing store.
Right.
Right. He sends you a box of clothes for your kids.
Go ahead.
So the answer.
What do you think?
Well, now it's tough.
Tell
because
me what you think.
The answer is it's a yes, gift wise, but does Bobby make the cut celebrity wise?
Now think about it. He's promoting his wife's clothing line.
But it's
And
still a big
do you
box.
think there's a real rush for me to get to Bobby Slayton on that one?
Yeah, but I'm sure your daughter's favorite designer is Norma Slayton.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Gary. What do you think? That can wait.
Teddy Slayton.
In other words, I'll get a note out to the guy, but you know.
All right, but that's a tough one because he is a celebrity and it was a box of clothes. Right.
Right.
You know what?
That box of clothes is going to end up in a garbage.
Let me tell you something. There's two things
I'm
that
going
are
to give it to
iffy.
charity, which is 99% of what I do around
So
here.
I'm gauging the level of the celebrity and the quality of the gift.
The only one you got wrong so far is Carol Leifer's chocolates. That's it.
Which started this.
The real one.
There's
Yeah,
two
the real
things.
one.
There's two things that are iffy: whether or not Bobby's a celebrity and whether or not those are clothes.
Right.
Gary, you missed one very important aspect. If Howard was single, you give him anything Lisa Renna said.
Right.
Right.
Tracy-
Oh, when I was single, it was terrible.
I know,
Gary
I can
and
imagine.
I had meetings about that. It was
that
so
was
embarrassing.
so uncomfortable, Howard. That was-
Really?
When I was single and there was a hot chick on the show and I wanted to go out with her, I would somehow say on the air, "Hey, yeah, you know, you should get me your number." And then
That's a good
Gary,
code.
And Gary would walk in and I go, "Gary, did you get the number from her?" And he goes, "You want me to get the number?"
I missed the signal on one very important person.
Yeah, he missed a lot of signals.
And Howard goes, Because I remember Howard goes, "You got the number?" And I go, "You were serious? Because what the fuck is wrong with you?"
but get the number is like if Joe Girardi's steal sign was, look, steal.
I felt bad, too.
But Artie, you go in the green room and get a fucking number from somebody.
No, look, listen, Teddy tried it for me a couple of times.
It's embarrassing.
But Howard, can I ask you a question?
And the problem is, nobody's going to say no to giving you the number.
Well, first of all, they're giving me the number, so that's
Right.
already creepy.
Yeah.
But
they're giving you the
nobody's
number.
going to say no. You don't know whether they really, you don't know whether you're forcing these people to give you a number or not.
I was too busy or lazy to date, so it was a perfect dating opportunity.
Absolutely.
If I
you
could
took
just
full advantage.
If I could do everything on the air, I was fine. It was like, wow, this is cool. I'm on the air. I met a nice, attractive girl. She said something about her phone number on the air after I badgered her.
I have a phone number.
Yeah, okay. Gary, did you get that?
I have a phone, Howard.
Do you own a phone, or are you a heroin addict whose money took away their phone?
Gary,
well, you don't want my number.
Right.
But, Howard, let me ask you a question, because I think the fans are interested in this.
Yes.
In that crazy time you said you had, sort of womanizing,
Yeah.
how many girls that were on this show did you bang?
I don't
That you
know.
met on the show?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Like maybe
under 5?
Yes.
All right.
Right, Gare?
I got 3 in my head right now. I'm telling you right now. And I got one in my head that you don't even know that I know.
Let's double that number then.
Right.
It's like a drink.
It's like a chick telling you her weight.
I don't think there was a lot, honestly.
Gary, I'm talking about that he met for the first time on the show.
Well, there's one that jumps to mind for sure.
There were a couple I'm thinking of I was working, but I never even got around to.
Oh, yeah?
Either they just didn't like me that
Right.
way.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah, maybe you might be right. But there are 3 that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm not thinking that hard.
I wonder what 3 you're thinking of, because you should
Well,
write
you
them
know
down.
2 for sure.
Write them down and hand them to me. I'll give them to Howard.
Yeah, don't even write it.
You know
down.
what?
You know what?
It's too
That's water
comfortable
under the
for me.
bridge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're married. You're getting
Why
married.
go back there?
I'm happy. I do have a great wife. It was great last night.
We love her.
We watched it. You do?
We do.
People generally
He's
like her,
acting
or
like
are they
he's in the
afraid?
marriage,
No,
too.
you know what?
Do you think there's anyone afraid to say they don't love her?
No. Here's the
Besides
deal.
Sal?
But he's acting like he's in the marriage too. We love her.
But in
Well,
a way,
he is in the
hold on,
marriage,
in a
yeah.
way, I am, and I'm going to tell you why, Robert.
Really?
I'll tell you why I'm in the marriage in a strange way.
He is.
I have a friend who worked for a big celebrity for a long period of time, and then that celebrity got divorced, and his life was miserable.
Okay.
Because that celebrity was miserable.
Okay.
And his life was miserable. So
I
if
see.
Howard were not happy,
You're
we would all be
miserable.
fucking unhappy. So the fact that he's happy, I'm in a great marriage.
So, Gary, Howard's pretty upset that it took so long for him to get the package, I guess, from Carol Leifer. And he wants to implement like a new system. Have you figured out what you're going to do exactly?
Yeah, Tracy and I spoke about it. The truth is there is a system in place. An email is sent to Laura every day telling her what came in the mail that day. So I guess it's my job to point it out more than Laura's job to point it out. But, I mean, he gets a list every day. He just doesn't look at it every day. So I guess they just want us to expedite it and say, hey, you should notice that Carol Leifer, but not Craig Gass, Jimmy Kimmel, but not Mark Harris sent you an important package.
So you're saying that if he would have looked at it earlier, he would have seen it? It was definitely
Right,
on
if
the
he would
list?
have looked at it, he would have seen it. But he's saying, I don't get to look at it every day. He's saying, I'm telling you, I don't look at it every day, so give me a bigger heads
Yeah.
up. It's more of a discussion. I don't think he was, he's not necessarily angry. It's just, sort of putting it all together. But it's